90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/radar. That's netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called Testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text PRIDE to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text PRIDE to 321321. That's PRIDE to 321321. Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code HEAT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Blender on this May 4th. I'm not going to say it. Thursday, May 4th. I'm not going to say it. Not going to do it. My name is Randy White, right over there, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. That's Keon Rose. Don't say it, Keon.
We'll leave that to
Don't say it, Keon.
certain nerds, you know.
The legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Ralph Romano from Harman Solar joining us here on this edition, and Jeffrey O'Brien is out today. He won't be with us on this edition of the Daily Blender. We've got all kinds of things coming up on the program. We'll break down last night's game between Boston and New York. We got some hockey stuff for you. Got some baseball news. We've got a whole bunch of stuff for you. But first, we have breaking news at the top of the damn show. Breaking news. Keon Rose, break it for us.
Yeah, we've got the news out of Milwaukee that the Bucks have fired their head coach, Mike Budenholzer, after a first-round NBA playoffs collapse.
You have got to be kidding me. Mike Budenholzer is gone?
Gone. Gone, baby, gone.
Why don't they just go ahead and release Giannis Antetokounmpo while they're at it? Hey, just go ahead and just get rid of the damn, franchise while we're at it.
I don't necessarily know about that. I don't think that they made the wrong choice here.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You cannot be correct here. You cannot be correct.
Maybe I'm not, but I'm looking at the same thing they're looking at.
He just won a title 2 seasons ago. He's been in the playoffs every season.
And if you ask a lot of people, Giannis and that team won the title despite him. The year before, they were
kidding me.
They were talking about firing him. They lost in the first round the year before that title.
have got Ralph. What is this? How does this hit you? It says the Laker fan. Yeah.
Well, so about that. Here's one of the reasons why he got fired. What is the biggest gripe that people have with Monty?
He's got a body odor.
Well, actually, he looks like he smells nice, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Have you been around him?
No, just that looks like a hygienic man.
Have you been close to Monty?
I don't know. Just that some people look like they smell, and some people look like the opposite.
Have you seen players around Monty?
Look, I'm not gonna. I don't know. But
now you guys will hear a foghorn, and from now on, you'll think about what I just did.
I probably will steal that from you. That's just. But from a basketball perspective, it's that he doesn't make adjustments. Mike Budenholzer is worse at that. You wouldn't hire
what do you
Mike.
Mean he put on a school against the Suns in the finals just 2 seasons ago. Did he not?
Giannis did. What
Mike
adjustment?
I remember games you were talking about.
Yeah,
how he was Monty was being outcoached. The team was being outplayed, and you were talking about the brilliance of Mike Budenholzer. Now you're telling me that he got fired?
Well, I thought he had figured it out. I thought he figured it out. This guy,
oh my God,
he's a really good coach, and he can coach his ass off in the regular season. But this is a dude that won Coach of the Year in Atlanta, and they ran him out of town on a rail. And the reason was
because he had BO.
He couldn't make. I mean, I think that you wouldn't fire a guy just for that. If you thought he could win,
sure
you'd hold your nose and take your championship.
These NBA players, they can't handle the BO.
But I gotta tell you, he's somebody. He doesn't change up a whole lot of stuff. And when they lost in the first round before they won the title, that was the big thing. For 4 straight games, he didn't change anything. They get bounced from the playoffs.
Well, I can't believe this. So Mike Budenholzer out as a head coach in Milwaukee.
Like, what's his reasoning? What's your excuse for losing to a Miami Heat team?
Now the Suns will have absolutely no problem whatsoever beating Milwaukee from here on out.
I mean, you're still going to have to face Giannis. Like, that's still an issue.
And
but yeah, I think
put like 5 guys on Giannis. Who else is going to beat us? Nobody.
Chris Middleton. All right. Just saying, he beat you before. So I think that when you look at what Mike Budenholzer does well, he comes up with great offensive schemes. He's a good coach. I'm not saying that he's not.
So
but I'm saying when you're talking about a team that's got a championship window open, you cannot sit there with the guy that just lost to the
Giannis was injured, man. Giannis got injured. And so did Middleton was injured. This team
Middleton was not injured this series.
Who was Middleton? When was he injured?
He was injured throughout the year.
And Middleton and who else was? No, they traded him away. The hell with that. Middleton was injured.
He was this year, but he wasn't injured in the series.
This team was not fully realized. I'm telling you right now, this is a terrible move by the Milwaukee Bucks.
But you can't sit there and not adjust. And Eric Spoelstra was coaching circles around Mike Budenholzer.
Well, Eric Spoelstra, he's a savant.
Okay, that's what they want. Savant.
Did we lose Ralph?
I think you can hear me, but people can't.
I can hear you.
I don't think people on the
people can't hear you.
I'm getting text messages saying they can't hear a word you're saying.
Uh-oh.
And they're pretty happy about it.
Thrilled.
We've had happier moments on the show, but that is one of the more pleasant moments on the show.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I can hear you guys perfect too. So
yes, I don't know what.
You have both buttons pushed in.
I do.
1 and 2.
I do.
You have 1 and 2 pushed in.
Do I have 2 pushed in?
You have 1 and 2 pushed in.
That little 2.
Maybe 2. Maybe
There's 2.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Are we on the air?
Yeah. So maybe we can hear Ralph now. I pushed the 2 and I thought I was supposed to push the 2 off.
1 and 2.
I don't know.
Do you hear a giant echo?
Giant.
Giant echo?
Yeah,
you
giant.
Do? Then turn 2 off. Then just make sure 1's on. Yeah. We're just gonna stop.
Ron says he can hear you now. So
okay, let's just go.
Are we on the air?
We are on the air.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
So Radio Ron popped in to say that he could hear Ralph.
All right.
Okay.
Then we will move on. Budenholzer out as the head coach in Milwaukee. You are the fourth to mention. You're texting in on the text line at 888-368-1580. Big George making the first move today on the text line, saying, hello, gentlemen, and happy Friday Eve. He says, whoa! A Woj bomb. The Bucks have fired Mike Budenholzer. That came out of nowhere. Did it really, George? Did it? We just broke it on the air, George. Try to be a little ahead of the
started
game
the
here.
show with it, George.
Yeah.
Come on.
Navy Brad, happy Thursday. I'm not saying it, Navy Brad. I will not say it. It's May the 4th. I'm not going to say it from there. All right.
What am I missing?
He says hi to
Star
Randy,
Wars
Keon,
thing.
and Sir Ralph. I'm not saying anything about May the 4th. I'm not going to do it. Bruno Baller, is Jeffrey Sinuses keeping him out today? None of your damn business, Bruno Baller. None of your damn There's HIPAA laws, okay? 888-368-1580. So we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios in beautiful uptown Scottsdale here on the Daily Blender. I mean, we've had a busy day already. I need a nap. Other news that came out today, according to Donnie Druin, he's not a druid, he's Druin from SI.com. Now, Ralph, let me finish reading before you jump in with your laughter.
Okay, I will stop.
Just let me finish reading first.
I'm ready.
NFL draft season will produce some of the wildest takes, rumors, and buzz you'll come to find. And the Arizona Cardinals quarterback, Kyler Murray, is no exception. Just let me finish. Murray currently finds himself as one of the more polarizing players in the league, thanks to his flash on the field that made him a Heisman Trophy winner and eventual number one pick. He was part of an effort that saw the Cardinals make the postseason for the first time in years. Hold your laughter, Ralph. Though concerns over his play style, attitude, maturity, and off-field interests have followed him since arriving in the desert, Murray inked a massive contract extension last offseason. And though the regime that landed him, that bag is gone, Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort and head coach Jonathan Gannon have been consistent in their words and actions that they believe in him moving forward. Ralph, again, I'm going to caution you. However, this hasn't stopped talk around Kyler Murray and his availability via the trade. Action Network Simon Hunter reported that the Cardinals had a deal in place to send Kyler Murray to the Atlanta Falcons, who tried and failed to acquire Tennessee Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill. Same thing happened with Kyler Murray's deal in Atlanta. Apparently, there was a deal in place for the Cardinals and Atlanta. They were going to send Kyler Murray to Atlanta for draft picks, and they were gonna take some money on, end quote. That according to Simon Hunter. Hey, what do you guys think about that?
I mean,
true or not true?
I don't doubt it, and it just proves everything we've been saying about it. He's not the future. They know it, and they tried to unload him, and for whatever reason they couldn't. But he's not the plan, and I don't see him there past this year. I just don't see it.
Keon, your first reaction hearing this?
It makes all the sense in the world. Like, to me, I never had a problem with them moving on from Kyler Murray, but you trade him. That you don't draft a new quarterback and keep him on the roster and pretend that, you trade him. You get him out of there.
But they were going to take draft picks, and they were going to foot the bill for part of this deal.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, if you want to move on at quarterback, if you really think we got to move in a different direction, we're being hamstrung by a guy. Remember, Monty Ossenfort, Jonathan Gannon. They didn't draft him. They are not attached to Kyler Murray sentimentally or in any other way. Yep. So for them It's just a matter of practicality.
59.2 million in dead cap space would accrue 43 million against the salary cap this year. Do you think that's a fair deal?
Look, it's going to be rough, but the thing is, this is a rebuilding season anyway. You are already not going to have Kyler Murray for most of the year. Kyler Murray coming back week 10 he'd be ahead of schedule to do that. So we're already not talking about a full season of Kyler Murray. You're kind of living with the dead cap of it anyway, except he's on your roster and he can't help you.
Ralph?
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, you're going to have that dead money regardless.
So both you guys are saying this would have been a good thing if the Cardinals could have moved Kyler to Atlanta.
I think so. You got to pay for your sins of stupidity for giving him that contract, but get rid of him. He's not your future.
And who's going to be the starting quarterback this year?
Well,
David?
Well, you'd have that you already have that problem with his torn ACL. That's a problem that exists. Trade Kyler and it's Blau. Don't trade Kyler and it's Blau.
So are you saying
you're stuck with the guy?
So then are you saying, like Jeffrey said yesterday on the program, that we should maybe mindlessly a second dimension sort of tank without knowing that we're tanking, and then we go after Caleb Williams? Is that what you're saying?
As much as that pains me, absolutely is what you should do. It's like somebody that's satanic putting holy water on him. It would burn my skin to wear that jersey. But yeah, that's the best move you have.
Caleb Williams is the best quarterback prospect that we've seen since at least Trevor Lawrence, and maybe going back to Andrew Luck. Like, that's how good he is.
You think Caleb Williams is a Andrew Luck sort of talent?
Yes.
He's a sure thing.
I mean, like you watch him.
Does he have good health insurance?
Well, as long as he goes to a team.
Did you know what happened to Andrew Luck? His spine came out. I'm pretty sure it was his spine.
Andrew Luck played for
it. Came up through his nose. I think one of the hit. Was it his spine? Somebody give me a report on that. Was it spine? What the hell
it was his spleen.
Oh, spleen. That was it. Oh my God.
And also he had a lacerated kidney. His
kidney. lacerated.
His kidney split open.
Cover his lacerated kidney.
Because
tell me.
That's what happens when a team that drafts no offensive line for you. That's what happens to you. And so the Cardinals are going to have to work on their line. Fortunately for them, they've already started. So it's not anything to get out of that contract. And I think that there are teams that are desperate enough. Atlanta is one of them. That would potentially make that move.
Now, I've not. I've done a lot of research trying to justify this. This came from Fan Nation. I'm not breaking this on my own. It is not of my own volition. This is Fan Nation, okay? But apparently, let me repeat it if you did not hear it. The Cardinals and the Falcons were close to a deal to moving Kyler Murray on draft day. But the Cardinals were going to take a lot of his contract, $59 million of his contract on themselves.
You already have it on yourself.
Yeah.
You were already stuck with it, and he's not playing this year.
So well, you know what ruined this whole thing was the money deal. Monty was like, no, we're not going to go $59 million. And the Falcons were, you're going to have to pay all of his first year. Hey, we're not paying his first. We're not paying his first year.
And I think the Falcons also wanted picks. That's where I think it gets to be a little unfair. Like, no, you're going to take some of the salary. If we're giving you picks to take the player, you have to eat some of the cap. Like, that's part of the moving the guy. So yeah, I do think that's fair, but like, he's already going to cost you the $59 million. It's a done deal.
Donnie Druin is the guy that released. I wanted to. Could that be Donnie? Could that be Donnie?
I don't know.
From the text line?
Don't think so, but I don't know.
Releasing this could be Donnie from the text line. 888-368-1580. Before we go to break, let's check in with the text line, Mr. Wilbur. To hell with me, Randy. Pour yourself a double shot. Stand by. Of whatever you want, you are driving.
If he's driving, should he not pour himself a double shot? Just seems.
Navy Brad. I'm not going to say it, Navy Bread. I will not say it. I don't care. Thunder Snow, it really doesn't matter about the dead cap hit, The Cardinals have shown by their actions that they're going for the number one pick in the draft next year. I like that one, Thunder Snow. Are they really, though? Are they going to be in the second or third dimension tanking without the first dimension knowing? Are they just going to, in the back of their mind, are they going to play terrible football? And how should I set up my rants about the Cardinal games? Because, the schedule is coming out next week, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 11th.
Early next week. We should have like a scheduled release party. We should have Ralph on the show.
Next Thursday. I think it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to be bad next year. And that's okay. Be bad.
But do you think it's a conclusion they're going to get rid of Kyler Murray?
Well,
and how does that affect Kyler Murray coming back
who
from
cares?
his ACL tear?
He's not playing.
If you get a new quarterback at the top of the draft,
oh my
that
God.
dude is the franchise.
We've got David Blau.
And you have him anyway. I don't understand what the point of it. He's already going to be your quarterback this year. Kyler's ACL don't work. So for at least 10 to 12 games this year, you got David Blau. Like, it doesn't matter.
You should feel good as a Cardinal fan that they recognize that this guy's bad. He needs to go. Because if they don't recognize that and he's the future, I'm worried about those guys.
And of course, they don't want to attach themselves to a guy they didn't draft.
Exactly.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Historically speaking, from the historian says, no, I'm not saying it. Happy Star Wars Day. I'm not saying it. I will not say it. I don't care. You guys can try. I've got 2 hours and 45 minutes to go. I will not say it. Mr. Wilbur says, listen to Ralph. He's so proud of Geno Smith. And what has Geno Smith done? Oh, that's
Are you
right.
kidding?
He's the only guy in the history of sports to be considered the comeback player of the year when he was coming back from absolutely nothing.
Comeback player of the year isn't just an injury award.
Right.
It includes injuries. You come back from injuries, but when you make a comeback in your career, that's what they call it when your career has a peak and then there's a valley there. You're not very good. And then you get good again. It doesn't matter if we're talking sports, movies, or music. Yeah. When someone is bad for a while and then they get good, we call that a comeback. That's what that phrase is. So it doesn't
Don't
just
call
have
it
to
a
be
comeback.
I've been here for years.
And my response to that is you wish you had Geno Smith.
I do.
888-368-1580. That's the text line. Ralph's on the show. Keon's on the show. I'm Randy White. And Jeffrey O'Brien out today. When we come back last night, oh my God, did Boston, did they make a statement last night? We'll talk about it. We got some NHL and also some MLB. It's all around the corner on the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves are the favorites to win the 2023 World Series. The Braves, who are on top of the NL East, are at plus 500, while the Houston Astros are plus 650 to repeat as world champions. The team with the best record in baseball, that's the Tampa Bay Rays. They are plus 750 to capture the title. The Los Angeles Dodgers are also at plus 750. The San Diego Padres in that NL West, along with the Dodgers, plus 1100, and Toronto is at plus 1200. The New York Yankees, who are currently in last place in the AL East, they're also at plus 1,200. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later.
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield tarp.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, as we broadcast live from the Harvard Solar Studios, beautiful uptown Scottsdale. Talked a little bit about Rory McIlroy giving up $3 million in his PIP bonus. That's his player appearance bonus. Other players today in the sport of golf that have jumped out. Not Graham McDowell. What's the other guy from England? Can't think of his name. He's like, I didn't want it to end this way. Well, then why did you join Live, bro?
They literally told you what was going to happen if you went over there.
Yeah, him and Sergio. Sergio had to give up his DP World Championship. He had to resign from that tour. I'm not going to pay the damn fine, though. Okay. You can come and get it if you want to. That's what Sergio said. 888-368-1580. NBA playoffs going on. Last night, Boston roared. Oh, my God. They roared back into it. It wasn't even a game. It wasn't even a game, guys. Come on. You can't tell me that 121-87 was a game. No. And Boston is going to end up winning this series. And moving on. I know James Harden, he 45? What did he put up, 45?
In game one? Yeah, 45.
Yeah, 45. Joel Embiid is hurt. Joel Embiid is not going to be able to play like the MVP of the league. He's not going to be. I don't care how many Rolex watches that are engraved that say 23 MVP on them that James Harden could give him. Joel Embiid is not going to be able to play up to his normal standard.
They shouldn't have played him.
121-87 final score last night. Keon, tell me why, even though Joel was back in the lineup, why this was no help for the Philadelphia, and why going back to Philadelphia doesn't matter.
Well, I'll start with the first question. The reason why it was no help is because Joel Embiid made their entire team slower. There's just no getting around it. He made the team slower because he's got one leg. It's not his fault, but he was out there. I don't think the team should have played him. I thought they moved a whole lot faster. The ball moved a whole lot better when he wasn't out there. It would be a different story if he was healthy, but he's not. And the Celtics knew it, and they went right to him. And they didn't go after the leg. They weren't being dirty. But
sweep the leg, Johnny.
But they put pressure on him. When he tried to post up, they really pushed him off of his position. And when he had two legs, that's not a thing you can do. But with one, he moved. And so he was shooting a lot of fadeaway jumpers. He only took 9 shots because I think that's all he had the confidence to really shoot. Those were the best shots he could get. And that's not the Joel Embiid we know. The guy we know throws that hip into your stomach and you move back 2 feet. And now he's that much closer to the basket. That's the Joel Embiid we know.
So
and he couldn't do it.
There are ways to how can I put this delicately? There are ways that you can attack Joel Embiid and make him feel that leg a little more, can't you? Isn't there?
Yeah.
There are ways you can. You just kind of bend your knee into his knee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. I mean,
you just kind of move that leg a little bit with your own leg.
And when, like, for instance, when the knee gets hurt, the whole leg is structurally
right. That's what I mean.
Right?
You get up, you're blocking him like he wants to back you down, and you just throw that leg into his leg, and ha! How do you like that?
So, I mean, they doubled him. They doubled him like he was healthy, and that is just the meanest thing they could have done. But hey, it's the playoffs. You got to be mean. They threw Grant Williams
mean hell.
and
This is
Al
called
Horford
championship basketball.
Correct. I'm saying, hey, you got to be mean out there. I don't care.
Well, he shouldn't have played. They should have never.
They shouldn't have played him. They should have. You know what? We stole home court from them. Let's rest him this game and have him ready to go in Philadelphia. He might be that much healthier. Now he won't be because he played then, and he's probably going to try and play again in game 3. And you can't leave it up to Joel Embiid because that dude's a warrior. He's going to go out there if you leave it up to him.
Well, and it's not just his knee too. He's got a bad back.
He's got a bad back, which is not helping. But the knee is the big problem right now. It's a sprained LCL, which I think is the ligament that controls your lateral movement. So he can't go side to side. Well, you look at a lot of what Joel Embiid does in the post with his back to the basket. It's a lot of, I'm going to pivot this way and then I'm going to turn back the other way and hit that floater. I'm going to dip my shoulder in under you and then jump off of both feet to the basket. You can't really stop me. But with one leg, first off, it's painful for him to even do any of those moves. But he was doing them, but he didn't have the same explosiveness. And they just doubled him. Grant Williams, Al Horford made his life absolutely miserable. And when he's out there, they can't move the ball around the way that they'd like to, the way that they can when he's healthy, or just straight up not there.
So, Ralph, Boston going to Philadelphia this week, two games in Philly. You know the crowd is going to be behind them, but that's not going to help Joel Embiid. What does Boston need to do game 3 in Philadelphia?
Boston just needs to play their game. Just keep doing what they're doing. They're better. I've been saying it for about a couple months now. Boston's going to come out of the East. I don't see Philly getting in their way. Embiid needs to sit. He should have sat last game. Let him sit game 3 at a minimum, because all they're doing is probably pumping him full of painkillers and having him go out there and
cortisone shots.
Yeah, you don't want to lose this guy or injure him severely where it's going to impact next year or the year after. Let him heal. Let him rest. I mean, you're not getting past these guys. Boston's just going to come in, play their game. If that poor guy is out there, lean on him, push him, do whatever you need to do. I mean, it's unfortunately that's just.
I think we lost.
I think we did lose Ralph this time.
We lost him. But anyway, try to get him back.
I'm here.
Cool.
Oh, he's there. You went. Brrr.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Just lean on him and.
Yeah, just lean on him and then do what you got to do.
Yeah, and Grant Williams is the king of finding ways to get shots in at you without the referees saying. Yeah. He's very good at that. He's been doing that since he was a Tennessee Volunteer. So the fact that he's doing it now in the NBA is not even surprising. And again, I don't think it's dirty. That's just part of the game. It's a physical game down in the post. Even in today's game, it's not as physical as it used to be, obviously, but it is more physical than the guys out at the perimeter and what they're doing. And so, Joel Embiid is going to take some of those shots. And the Celtics beat them so bad. We actually didn't realize that Jason Tatum played the worst game of the playoffs. He's like 1 for 7. He didn't do anything. And that's how bad they lost by. Jason Tatum didn't even show up for the game, and it didn't matter.
Too bad. It's too bad to see Joel Embiid not be able to compete at a high level. But that's the way it goes sometimes, man. You know? Yep. And I respect him wanting to go out there like a warrior and try to compete with his guys on the floor. But you're right, Ralph. I think he's got to sit down. There's no way, and they've got all sorts of different techniques to put him in. All types of different therapy to put him in to get him out there. But he's just not going to be effective from here on out.
What is their head coach thinking? You stole the game, right? You got game 1.
Doc Rivers. So
what's he? Yeah, well, there he goes. Idiot from Clipper fame. But anyway, I mean, you steal game 1. Let this guy sit and rest. You don't need game 2. You did what you needed to do. Go protect home court.
Yeah, just give him that chance. And look, even game 3, they might if he was out for game 2, if it was close without him. I'd say let it ride to game 3 and then let him come back in game 4 and try to even up the series if you're behind. But this, now you've kind of thrown off the whole thing.
Yeah, now you're in trouble.
He's already played. So now anything that happens to his knee from here on out is just going to make it worse. And like Ralph said before, he's the franchise.
Yep.
It's going to be tough to see this play out. But I mean, I have a feeling that Boston's going to take care of business when they get to Philly.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else jumps up there. I mean, James Harden, I'm sure, will try. He only, by the way, James Harden only had 12 points in that game. If you wanted to help Joel Embiid, should have come out with another 40 plus.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry,
think
man.
I don't think the Sixers win another game.
Tyrese Maxey with 13, Joel Embiid with 15 in a very courageous effort. Tobias Harris was your guy with 16 points, 7 rebounds. James Harden, oddly enough, led all rebounders with 10. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think James wasn't trying, but the ball would go into Joel and it would just stick there. And he didn't have the ability to turn his body because of the leg. So he's basically playing with half the floor. Everything happening behind him might as well not exist because he can't throw the ball over there. So he just ended up stuck. The ball got
pivot
stuck
on that knee.
Yeah.
Can't pivot.
And so things would end up on that side of the floor and just kind of stay over there. And that really stinks for all parties involved. But it also doesn't help James, who kind of plays his best basketball when he's just dribbling a ton.
On the other side, Malcolm Brogdon, nobody talked about him. He had 23 points last night. He was second only to Jaylen Brown, who had 25. Your leading rebounder was Malcolm Brogdon on the Celtics. Look for more of that as we move along here in this series. Won't be tonight. It'll be tomorrow night when the Celtics take on the 76ers in Philadelphia. As we move along here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. So a little hockey news. Oilers moving along. Some people actually thought the Golden Knights were going to win this series, Ralph. Oilers came in. They lost game 1, but I think the Oilers are the better team here.
Well, I mean, with the exception of Boston, the Oilers were like the best, hottest team going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't. The Kings gave them more than they thought they would, and more than I thought they would. I mean, they were stunned a little bit by the Kings.
Yeah.
And honestly, if not for the Kings blowing that lead in game, I think it was game 3, I think Oilers are probably sitting at home right now. But they are the better team. I think this is their series. I think the Oilers will be the conference representative. I think they're that good. There's just so much firepower on that team. It's ridiculous.
But the Golden Knights, you've got to give them A for effort, showing up in a home game. And they held Connor McDavid to no points.
Yep.
Draisaitl, he was the guy that had to step up for the Oilers, and they still lost. But anyway, a game 1 goes to the Golden Knights. Draisaitl had 4 goals last night, but Las Vegas beats the Oilers. I still say the Oilers are the team.
They are.
And they've got a hot goalie too. That kid, I can't think of his name right now. The kid, he had like 3 shutouts going into this thing.
That's one of those Canadian names.
Oh my God. Las Vegas got to him last night, but I think that's because they broke down the Oiler defense. The Oiler defense was stifling going into this series. So we'll have to wait and see.
What are the odds that in back-to-back nights, a team would have a guy score 4 goals and be on the losing side?
That's a million to one.
It happened in the Dallas game the night before.
And it's happened, yeah.
You know, hockey playoffs are all about goalies. I mean, and you're right that their goalie's hot right now. But I'll tell you what, not as hot as the guy in Seattle. The Kraken right now they're that team.
I'm sorry, we can't talk about the Kraken on this show.
I know you have an investment in them. Where you
I'm sorry, we can't. No, I'm sorry, we can't talk about the Kraken.
Kraken are a little scary right now. A little scary. Look, I didn't say May 4th be with you, so let's talk about the Kraken.
What? You can't say that on this show. All right, 888-368-1580. Let's get some text before we go to the break. Silly Wabbit says, how come Golden Knights have more success in a few years than a new team, than the Coyotes have in 20 years?
Expansion draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did a great job in the expansion draft. Good head coach. They've done a really good job.
Do you think Bill Armstrong, Ralph, do you think Bill Armstrong is good for this team? I mean, he's the guy that built that St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup winning team. Do you think he's doing the right things here in Phoenix? Or do you think the ownership here is typical Phoenix?
I think the ownership is difficult, but I think he's trying to do the right things. It's going to take time. You don't build a team overnight. It takes a few years. You just got to be patient. I mean, they don't even have a home right now. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they're in
this city needs to commit to this team and be behind this team. And
it sounds like they're doing well with that prop, though, to build that new stadium complex.
I heard there was issues going on. That's what I had heard last. I don't know, but he knows what he's doing. Just if you got to be patient, he'll get the right people in place.
Last Optimist says Doc Rivers is a Hall of Fame coach and destroying teams. Yeah. So he's a Hall of Famer at destroying teams.
And a prime example of a guy who has a championship and the team won despite him. It wasn't Doc Rivers' mastermind. It was Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce who are all going to the Hall of Fame.
CK says, go. Good afternoon, fellas and sir. Randy, beer me, please. Jeffrey with another day off. Burn in hell, Lakers, and suck it, Ralph.
We'll talk Lakers. That's coming.
That's a beer for that.
Okay, I wasn't on yesterday.
Cardinal Art says, Ralph, you sound like the teacher on Peanuts. Womp, 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 womp. Beer me, Sir Randy, and may I have a weather forecast report, please? Well, I can't.
It's hot.
Can't do that right now. Kind of late for a break right now. Baker's Cocky Hen says Oilers defense was leaky as I predicted and still beat them like an idiot. Fade the A's and get rich, guys. They blow more leads than a job hunting. I can't go on with that text. All right, when we come back, can't go on with that. I feel dirty. I need to wash my mouth out. Some baseball news. We'll talk some Mets baseball and a whole lot more, including the Red Hot Diamondbacks. Woo! Let's go. It's a Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
You'd never knowingly feed your pup mystery meat or spoiled grocery store food. So why are those some of the most common protein sources in kibble today? Yep, the dog food ingredient meat meal can be made of spoiled supermarket meat and packing plant scraps.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. Your dog needs a biologically appropriate diet similar to what they would eat in the wild. That's why I developed Nature's Blend, a freeze-dried raw food made with premium cuts of meat, omega-3 rich seeds, and superfood veggies and fruit.
Bailey is 12 years old. He has been on your food for 9 bags now.
Nature's Blend is pantry safe and has 0 artificial preservatives, additives, filler, or meat meal.
He's got more energy, able to run around and play when our grandson comes.
For a limited time, save 54% off Nature's Blend and receive a free pack of premium dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/energy or text energy to 511-511.
I can't thank you enough. He's 12 and I'm enjoying every day with him.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 1 additional text stop to opt out.
Paid for by Dr. Marty's Pets.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Imagine if you had a chance to change a child's life, to protect our public lands, to help our veterans, to create a healthier Arizona. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you have the chance to make a difference. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
And paid for by the Sentinel Group.
Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-474-0979 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-474-0979 now. Again, 800-474-0979. That's 800-474-0979.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It is 99.3, 1580, 95.9 in the East Valley. This is The Fanatic. Always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Daily Blender in effect for a Thursday, May 4, 2023. And I'm still not going to say it. I don't care. You were the fourth to mention texting in at 888-368-1580. Radio Ron during the break came in and was showing me notes. I didn't have my glasses on, so I don't know what the hell the note said. Something about Ralph, but I can't be sure.
Yeah, it was just that everybody sounds good.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know, Keon? You went to the bathroom.
Well, because I bumped into him he was on the way out of the control
Is that
room
what he
while-
said to you? Did you read the note?
He told
Sounded
me
like Ralph is distorting everything he says. He's distorting what we believe here at the Fanatic. I think that's what the note said.
I don't think that the note was.
I mean, I didn't
said
want to
that's
say that on live radio without knowing factually
deep
what's
levels
going
of
on.
conspiracy going on here. No.
You
No, I
should
don't
try
think
my
that's what it-
headphones, and the echo is amazing.
So you have more echo?
It's okay. I can live with it. It's fine.
Huh? Is it still echoing?
It just means I can hear myself, which is a good thing to hear.
You know, one time I was in San Diego at Coronado Island with some friends. There's a if you've ever been on Coronado Island, there is a fountain there. It's right by the roundabout there, and there's a fountain that goes up and down and sprays up, and it has like this different little pattern. True story. Me and a couple of friends, actually my dearest best friend ever, and his brother was standing there, and then around us there were some families walking by. So his brother leads off with a hip, and that was about the time the fountain went off. Hip, and he sat there. And we kept, so we all three of us, me and my friend and his brother jumped in, and we all were going hip, 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 and the fountain would go when we said hip, because we had it timed. There was no other reason. So these kids came up to this fountain on Coronado Island, and they jumped in. Now we had a chorus of children and grown men going hip, hip, hip. And my best friend turned to one of the children and said, "It's voice activated." Hip, hip, and the fountain. Have you seen the fountain, Ralph? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen it. I know exactly.
So we stood there for about 5 minutes, and we kept doing this. And now the kids took over. Now the families, the fathers and the mothers came over to the fountain. Now we have about 30 people. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating here. About 30 people going hip, hip, hip. And so the three of us backed up, and we joined our wives, and we walked on down the street to some restaurant, laughing all the way down the street as this family stood there. And we went in and ate. We came back out. And yep.
We're still there.
They had they had garnered more people to come to this fountain.
I'm pretty sure that the original group of people left and the new people were just following what the first people were doing.
Yep. See what I'm saying? I mean, there's entertainment. You just have to find it. There's entertainment anywhere. You just have to find it. 888-368-1580. Daily Blender for a Thursday. Some baseball news. You may recall Max Scherzer thrown out of a game because he had sticky substance on his fingers. Now, if you're a teenager, no, that's not it. We're talking about rosin here. And we're talking about a pitcher that has been a dominant pitcher in the major leagues for some time. He was suspended for 10 games, even though, and let me just go ahead and say this before you Ralph, you jump in with your opinions. I don't know if you agree with me or disagree. Keon, I know, Keon, you have your own opinions about this, but I feel like he went the extra mile to prove that he was doing nothing wrong. And he even washed his hands. And then the MLB representative from the article I read told him to wash his hands with alcohol. Well, alcohol made the rosin even more sticky, and he showed the guy that his hands were clean. He washed with alcohol, and he went out there and he ended up getting tossed. And the report sent by this umpiring crew said this is the most stickiest substance I've ever seen ever, and he should be 10 games, which is Major League Baseball's thing. And so I think I gave myself the hiccups by doing hip. Anyway, so he came back yesterday. He got run from the game early. He only went out there for 3 1/3 innings. They beat him up pretty good, but it's not unexpected. Ralph, you'll back me up on that. A guy is out 10 games. He misses a couple of starts. He's not following his routine. He's not sharp. His stuff isn't sharp. He goes out there and he gets hammered. And that's basically what Max Scherzer said. So the the Mets got beat, and he went on. And he only pitched to 3 1/3. Gave up 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 Ks, and a base on balls. So today, Justin Verlander, who was supposed to be part of this 1-2 punch for the Mets, who are, by the way, 3rd place in the National League East. Atlanta leads, the Marlins are in 2nd, and the Mets are in 3rd place. Verlander went out there. This was his first game he hasn't pitched this season, I don't believe.
Right.
And Verlander, that wasn't good for him. He gave up back-to-back home runs in the first inning. Clearly, he's not on top of his game. And he goes out there after, he went, but at least he went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 earned, 5 Ks, and a base on balls. Pretty good line for a guy who's not pitched yet this season. Here's the thing. These guys are being paid enormous amounts of money. Enormous amounts of money. Is it fair to the ownership that these guys go out there and they just say, well, I was a little rusty, Hey, I haven't pitched it yet this season. I haven't thrown in the bigs. I was a little rusty.
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I know you don't, Keon. You're always for the play.
Well, okay,
Ralph,
sure.
Ralph.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say more,
but little rusty.
Did you want to say more?
Is that okay with you?
Just one last thing to say, which is what they're paying for is a championship. If those guys are a little rusty,
they're in 3rd place
and lose a game, okay. We're in May. We just got May.
Swept by the Tigers.
We just got to May.
Their 1-2 punch got them swept by the Tigers.
I understand that, but we just got to May.
$350 million.
If in October,
I'm just saying 350.
You're getting,
think about that for a second. $350 million.
I understand that. But if you go out and get clobbered in October and then go to the media and it's I'm a little rusty, that's not going to work. But if you get dinged in May, Is that really the worst thing?
Come on, Ralph.
So I have a few things. Are you done? I don't want.
I am done. I am done.
And I agree with what you just said, by the way. But I have a few things. Number one,
the chip is what matters.
Number one, the whole rosin thing. Every pitcher out there has rosin on his arm. It mixes with sweat and it becomes sticky, and they throw the ball.
Not just sweat. That spray on
most of it,
sunblock, too.
I can show you. Rosin and sweat is all you need. It makes a completely sticky substance, and it gives you that extra little touch you need. So that's been around forever. Just saying on that. Scherzer and Verlander are at the end of their careers, in my opinion, and most people's opinions. They were way overpaid by the Mets to come in and do what they're being asked to do. So they're trying to buy a championship, which I don't think is going to work. It's okay to be rusty in the beginning of the year as a pitcher because you are behind as a pitcher in the beginning of the year. It takes some time, especially if they haven't been playing, which Verlander hasn't. Scherzer has, and I'm sure when he had the 10 days off, he was doing his routine. Probably.
Yeah, but don't you think he went out there on this one? He wanted to make sure nobody in the umpiring crew could call him for any sort of sticky substance, right?
I'm sure. I mean, Scherzer's an a-hole. I don't know if you watch Scherzer. He's not the nicest guy in the world. He says a lot of bad things to the umpires. Some of them deservedly so. But he's a little aggressive and probably not smart when you want to kind of get a call here and there. So just saying. I mean, he gets lit more than he doesn't. He's not what he was.
Oh, you mean he likes the devil's cabbage to him?
I'm just
if he thought it would help him pitch better, he would do it.
You know he doesn't.
But you have to find an advantage, right? Now
he's got a brown eye and a blue eye.
You know what the difference is? You got guys like Scherzer trying to get an advantage and find an advantage, and you got a guy like Kershaw who's 5-1 with a 1.89 ERA.
Oh, no.
And he's not looking for advantage. You know what he did? He worked on his arm and he got a better pitch. He developed a slider. He developed even more of his curve because he knew he lost speed on his fastball. He reinvented himself as a pitcher.
Boy, did he.
He's amazing at his age now. He's the best pitcher in the National League right now this year. Maybe in baseball. So it's all about how you go about it. He ain't trying to cheat.
How do you come off the field? Well, it was a little rusty. How do you come off the field and say that?
I mean, what else is he going to say?
I sucked. Come on and say, well, yeah, I sucked.
Why?
I didn't go out there and do my job. I didn't earn my $350 million.
And that's it. He's in New York with the New York media. And if he goes out there and says, well, I sucked, they're going to tear him apart.
Well, let him tear me apart. Rightfully so, right?
I mean, yeah, I agree, but
he might have been rusty. I mean, what? That's he's now.
Are you
just
kidding me right now?
He should have been rusty.
Ralph just laid out. Pitchers are behind at the beginning of the year, and he's making his first start.
Do you know what technology these guys have?
What does that have to do?
Know what these guys can do in their off days?
What does that have to do with when you go out there and play a live game?
Laboratories to record every motion they make, and they can review it, and they can get better. Are you kidding me right now?
Matter.
Oh my God.
Nothing. And I don't care how advanced virtual reality gets.
If I had that kind of technology when I was playing, I would have hit 500 or more.
I don't care what sport you're playing.
Oh my God.
If you miss time, there's no replacement for the live game.
I'm just tired of these millionaire babies coming out there after a bad game and it's I was a little rusty.
It's about when it happens. To me,
if I'm his
Stephen
boss
Cohen,
if I'm Steve Cohen, his ass is in New York City in my office, and I'm going to go, guess what? Get some Rust-Oleum and get rid of that rust.
Miss the playoffs, and I'm mad. Go to the playoffs and get bounced early, and I'm mad. I paid all this money for you with a chip, and if you get dinged in
Here's
May
some WD-40,
and win a
spray it on
championship
your
in
damn
October,
arm,
who cares?
And get out there and throw the ball. I'm paying you $350 million
for a championship.
Oh my
for
God.
a chip. Let him win the chip.
Hour one's in the book. Daily Blender returns in a moment for hour number 2.
Look
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's.
Today's topic, procrastination.
Leave it to me to last minute shop for Mother's Day.
It snuck up on me too. Luckily, Kohl's has gifts for under $50, like Sephora beauty favorites, comfy activewear, the latest tech.
Wow, not bad for the last minute.
Right? I found something so perfect for all the moms in my life.
Yep, I'm convinced. Here I come, Kohl's.
Select styles. Sephora coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-474-0979 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-474-0979 now. Again, 800-474-0979. That's 800-474-0979.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmbdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmbdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Taco Bell, we like to keep mornings simple because before 11 a.m., you're not down for whatever.
No.
You're not interested in trying new things.
No.
You want a breakfast that's toned down and delicious, like the Breakfast Crunch Wrap with fluffy eggs, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla.
I want to eat that.
See? You may not be a morning person, but it's morning, and you're a person. Taco Bell breakfast, served until 11 a.m. At participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only while supplies last.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
Welcome, everybody, to Thursday, May the 4th, here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. This is the Daily Blender as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful uptown Scottsdale. My name is Randy White. Right over there, sexiest man in sports talk radio, that's Keon Rose. Next to him, the legend, the man, the myth. Well, Ralph, you threw your hands up like I did something wrong.
Yeah, I thought I was the sexiest man, but okay.
No.
You know,
Keon.
for me.
No, Keon's always had it.
Really?
Yeah.
Me, Keon.
Well, I mean,
it's like a good nickname. I didn't put the title on myself.
Well, it is true.
So you can talk to me about it, but I can't do anything
Listen,
about
I
it.
mean, I can't find a sexier man on the face of the planet than Keon Rose. I mean,
Yeah, I remember at the get together at your house,
Right.
you walked in and said, "Here's the sexiest man."
right? See,
Remember?
you know, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
Hmm.
But you are the man, the myth, the legend. That's Ralph Romano from Harmon Solar. Joining us, Jeffrey O'Brien is
silent.
Check the batteries in my flashlight. Out today. Jeffrey will be back hopefully tomorrow or maybe Monday. We are efforting our way towards 6 o'clock. Last hour, we had lots of things to talk about. We were talking NHL. We were talking MLB. Hey, the text line, that's the fourth dimension. That's the important part of this radio program. It's not me. It's not Keon. It's not Ralph. It's not Jeffrey. It is the text line, you, the listener, the fourth dimension at 888-368-1580. King of Kittens says, I have another job interview in Scottsdale tomorrow morning. Rando, may I please have a beer and a shot so I'll look and feel my best? All right, here's a beer. It's tomorrow morning, so shouldn't you do that tomorrow?
Maybe it's a timing thing.
Is he going to stay up all night? I can just picture King of Kittens in his living room somewhere with a suit on, ready to go. He's got his folder with his resume.
Shot glass in the other hand.
Bruno Baller says, sounds like Randy has the hiccups. No, that was a legitimate story. I can verify that story. I can verify that story, and it's funny as hell. That was one of the funniest weekends of my entire life. My buddy and his brother in Coronado Island. You go there and you can see it. It's at one of the roundabouts. There's a fountain there, and it just and it shoots out there, and we tricked an entire. Hey, well, yeah. That's what it.
I didn't.
Why? What did it sound like, Ralph?
It was
the
the
Lakers
visual for
losing?
me.
I'm sorry. What?
Nothing.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Keon, have you been to Coronado Island?
Yes.
I have not.
No.
You need to go.
Okay.
Oh, it's nice there. Yeah. You need to. You probably. I can't afford to go to the Dell at the Coronado.
Yeah, it's
maybe
pricey.
Ralph can, but I can't.
It's a little
go there.
pricey.
You know what I like to do is I like to go near there, so I feel like one of the guests. One time I went into the Dell and used the restroom, and I walked around with my chest pumped up like, hello, yes, I'm a guest here. Mm-hmm. Walter Mellon says, hey, Randy, is it that Scherzer was out of tune or he had no sticky substance on his hand now? No, quote, I'm rusty, end quote. How do you say that? If I'm making that kind of money, I mean, I'm sorry, that's egregious.
Well, first off, it's Mac, so we know what he really wants to say. What he really wants to say is, I didn't use anything, rosin or anything this time, so those a-holes would stop bothering me.
Well,
but instead he said, I'm rusty, so he didn't get fined.
You know what? I would just say I was very careful not to get caught by the umpires.
I think that might still be too much for
Major
League
but
Baseball.
I did not have my A game today. I sucked. I absolutely reeked. Go ahead and rake me over the coals. I don't care. I'm making $350 million. You guys go home and collect your $52,000 a year.
But I don't
be kind of cool.
See what I'm saying?
The thing is, I don't think that.
Why didn't Dylan Brooks do that? He would have still been in Memphis.
Probably, but Dylan Brooks doesn't have sense.
No.
So
none of them do.
At no point did Dylan
I think
Brooks...
we need to start the Daily Blender Professional Athlete Response Bureau.
Why? I mean, I don't think
DBPA-RB.
You play a bunch of regular
Daily
season
Blender
games.
Professional Athlete Response Bureau. They just dial a number, kind of like what you used to do with time and temperature. Ralph, you remember? You could dial up time and temperature. The current time is, and the temperature is. We would give like a response. They would, for responses about your performance today, press 1. You know what I mean? And you press that.
Disclaimer. You just need a disclaimer that says, remember, it's your fine. We're not paying the fine.
Not paying the fine for you. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. It's just what the owner is paying you for, what Stephen Cohen paid all that money for, wasn't so that you could win a game.
I'd be so damn grouchy all the time. You know, you guys know me. Really? I'm not really grouchy, but you guys would know me. To the press, I would be grouchy all the time.
Well, of course. I mean,
how do you feel you did today? Well, I sucked. I absolutely sucked, but I'm making 350 simoleons. I mean, what do I care? I get paid a million, 1.5 million a pitch.
Those are the things that Marshawn Lynch always wanted to say, and he just rather be quiet.
See what I'm saying?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Better to say that than what he really wanted to say.
Take care of y'all chicken.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Love that guy.
888-368-1580. Text line is flowing now. Boy, is it ever. Walter Mellon. Word is Randy Schurz had more Stickum and Roz than Jack Tatum. Imagine that.
Oh my God.
Jack Tatum had armbands that went up and down his arm. I believe he had some tape on there too. It was yellow from all the Stickum he had on there.
But did they find a substance on his arm? On Scherzer, besides
I think
rosin
they were.
and sweat?
I think they were afraid to collect the sample. I'll be honest with you.
But then what justifies a 10-game suspension if it's just
They
rosin
never
and sweat?
said. That's the thing.
They never found it.
They should have
And Max
tested.
Scherzer did not. He just, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. He could have.
It's not against the rules. Rosin and sweat.
He could have. He could have fought it. And I think that he decided it's early in the season. I don't know. I'm just going to be done with it. Plus, he got 10 days off with $350 million.
I mean, they suspended him. To me, it's just crazy because the alcohol made the rosin stickier, but the umpire told him to wash with alcohol. So he tells him to
we're
do
going
the
to
thing.
Colorado. Just get the airplane ready.
The
I'll be
umpire
home.
tells him to do the thing that
Got
makes it
suspended
worse,
for 10 days. We're going to Colorado.
and then they suspend him.
I have a feeling he might have had some choice words for that umpire and
I'm
maybe
sure
for
he did.
MLB, which is why he really got suspended.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Baker's Cocky Hen says this is why mentality is so important as a skill. If you're Kobe or Jordan, you win because of your confidence as much as your skill. CP3 will never win one because he has the crybaby mentality. Baker's Cocky Hen clearly tuning in on the show today.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like
Also-
CP3, I don't think he has a confidence issue.
Yeah. Have you ever pulled your groin? Have you ever had that injury?
Have I ever pulled my groin?
Yeah. Have you ever had I'm telling you, you can talk about confidence all you want to. It's like somebody
ask me if I pulled my groin again.
Have you ever pulled your groin? Oh no. Oh what? Oh my God. I walked into that one.
Yeah,
That's on me. That's my fault. I don't even get to say anything. Proceed.
Have you ever pulled your groin is the question.
I've pulled mine many.
Ralph, you W.
Well, it started in high school.
Ooh.
No, it started in grade school.
888-368-1580. Somebody has to be the adult here.
Why?
Florida
And who
Mustard
would that
says,
be? Just
says go Cats, Keon, you old bag you. And then he says, also, Apple autocorrects your name to the worst city in America, Akron. What the hell? What the hell is going on here?
I've been to Akron.
Big George says
Didn't enjoy
there is way too much yelling going on today. Can't we all just get along? Let's agree. Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander are getting old and are looking for loopholes in the rules to get an edge. Also, the Dodgers stink. Suck it, Ralph.
But rosin's not a loophole. That's
Wow.
just
Yeah, it's not a loophole. How about you go on the off season and get stronger in your arm so you gain some velo back and maybe work on some secondary pitches instead of complaining. I don't know.
Have you seen Max Scherzer's arms? Look like a couple of strings.
Yeah, he doesn't work.
and he'll either figure it out or he won't. He's been one of those guys. He's had the natural gift his whole career of just a blessed arm.
Yeah.
And so, he throws the ball and
Too bad the Diamondbacks couldn't see that. They just,
well,
let's trade him the hell away. His arm's
Yeah.
never going to hold up.
so now at this
This
age,
guy will never make it.
the arm's not what it used
Let's
to
go
be.
inside the scouting room of the Diamondbacks. This guy will never make it. What's his name? Scherzer? Get him the hell out of here. He's got two different color eyes.
Oh man. Thanks
He
for
can't
that,
even
though.
see the plate.
Look, I'm not going to complain. I was the direct beneficiary of that. But I do think that, either here it is, you're at the wall. Either you do what it takes to get over it or you don't.
Yep. And
That's
either
it.
way, he's making that money.
Yeah.
$350 million.
That's on the Mets.
If they, Stephen Cohen showed up and just threw money in every possible direction. Nothing makes me happier than watching the Mets spend money and not win. And this is just their
you're an
thing.
Eastern
It's
Division
it's
guy.
what they do. Yeah.
They're a 500 team.
You have no hope, Ken. Washington
Of
Nationals
course
are
not.
dead
That's the
last.
reason why I root against my enemies.
I mean, the
That's
Phillies.
all I've
suck,
got.
and the Phillies are ahead of you. I'm just saying.
And if none of them win a championship this year, and I actually did pick the Mets to win, so there's just so you know,
The Marlins are in second place. in your
nothing
division.
would make me happier than being
The
wrong.
damn Marlins.
Yeah. What do you want? The people who own my team suck. Like, what do you want me to say?
Fighting Wampo asked the eternal question: is it just me, or a commercial for hearing aids would be better suited for television, not radio? That's
a
true.
really good point.
I mean, when you think about it, that's
It's a
true.
great point.
That's funny. Mr. Wilbur, when Jeffrey returns, likely on Monday, I think we'll give him a Comeback Radio Host of the Year award, because after all, he did come back from something, didn't he? Come on.
Well, you know,
Wilbur, do you know all the blind jokes he says about you? I mean, you should give me an award.
all the restraint being shown.
Do you know that
Also,
the
they
jokes
don't-
I don't say about you,
They
Mr.
don't have a
Wilbur?
Comeback Radio Host of the Year award.
I think they do.
Do they?
They have some sort of like crystalline star or something. I don't know.
I've never heard of this. So.
Chief Skull, I'm sorry, King of Kittens, R.I.P. Lance Blanks, former Phoenix Suns general manager, former NBA guard, and Texas Longhorn. Lance Blanks. You know who that is, Keon?
I do not. I do not.
Come on. Lance Blanks? When the hell was he the GM of the Phoenix Suns? I think I missed somewhere in the 80s and 90s. I think I missed 20 years of my life. I had small children during that time. I got married. My first wife and I got married in 1984. We started having kids right away. So I'm pretty sure the 80s and 90s don't exist in my memory bank.
I wonder if Mr. Blanks had any kids.
Or did he shoot blanks? Just
What a horrible name.
Chief Skull says, Keon, when will you get an opportunity to finish a statement? What the hell are you talking about, Chief
Wow.
Skull?
I think I finished a couple.
All right, now here you go.
One or two somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, 60 seconds with Keon Rose.
So now I have to finish a statement that I didn't actually begin at the same time as I am hastily researching who the hell Lance Blanks is, so I can try and figure out when it was that he was the general manager of the Phoenix Suns. So there you go. Thanks for putting a clock on all of this, because here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you
40
exactly
seconds.
what is about to happen for the rest of this show. Randy and Ralph will consider this time now
30 seconds.
all of my finished statements for the rest of the show. So now you've basically guaranteed that I will finish no sentence ever again for the rest of this radio broadcast. Congratulations and thanks for that. You know, they're just helping me out here by making my
15.
life just that much more difficult. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
10.
Yeah.
9,
So now I just
8,
what am I
7,
supposed to do for the rest of the
6,
show?
5,
Now that I've
4,
been put on the clock
3,
like this.
2,
What am I supposed to do?
1. You're done.
That was the longest minute of my life.
No, it was a real minute. That was
That
a
was a real
That's
minute.
a real damn minute.
And now I'm not going to have any more minutes for the rest
There
of
you
the
go,
show.
Chief Skull. Yeah, Chief Skull.
It's already begun.
Keon, Boomer Sooner wants you to know, Keon, I pulled my groin running the hurdles in a track meet. Pulled his groin running the hurdles in a track meet.
I didn't even do that. I was
Boomer Sooner.
I just was running the 100-meter.
Pulled his groin running in a track meet.
Actually run around the hurdles.
Got finished the 100-meter and then tried to take another step, and that was it. I was done. I was done for like a week. Like it just feels like you're being kicked in the balls over and over again.
Bruno Baller says Nationals just took 3 of 4 from the slumping Cubs.
I mean,
but Boomer Sooner pulled his groin.
How happy
running in a track meet
am I supposed to be about beating the Cubs?
Well, you 3 of 4.
3 in a row.
One of the
that's 3 wins you didn't have before the week. Okay,
you got 13.
I mean, it's more than I thought we'd have at this point. So there's
Diamondbacks coming in. So.
There's oh my god.
Well, that's going to be 3 or 4 losses.
I don't know.
So
Diamondbacks have been playing pretty bad lately.
We have a pitcher named Fat. Are you kidding me?
It's pronounced Fat. Just so you know.
Big George says, Keon, I have a bone to pick with your Washington Nationals. Why the hell did they just sweep my Chicago Cubs in 3 games? Cubs were doing good until they hit that buzzsaw known as the Washington Nationals. Now you pissed off Big George.
Well, honestly,
now you have absolutely pissed off Big George.
It is strange that you watched one of the worst teams in
60
Major League
seconds
Baseball.
with Keon Rose explaining why he's pissed off Big George.
Well, I don't think I'm explaining why I pissed off Big George, but I will call out Big George on this. Your team played one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball.
I'm not doing
and you
this
decided
again.
that
I'm
the bone to pick was with
me.
Blame your team for showing up and losing to a bunch of bumps. I can't even name half the roster of my own team, and I watch them every day.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
I can't name them.
Yeah, it was too long last time.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Cardinal Art says, oh, geez, it just moved. Cardinal Art says, Blanks was the GM for the Suns from 2010 through 2013. Oh, that's the really bad years. Thank you. Played for the Wolves and the Pistons. Perfect. And then he became our GM.
That explains why we didn't know. You mean the years we were trying to ignore the Phoenix Suns?
We got to go to a break. So when we come back, I need you to tell me what was the Suns' record during that time? Between 2010 and 2013, what was the Suns' record during 2010 to 2013? I'll tell you what, it wasn't the Lakers' record. I want to know about the damn Phoenix Suns. Big George, of course, he says Lance Blank died. Oh, no. He was the Suns GM from 2010 to 2013. Yeah, I know, Big George. Cardinal Art says 2010 to 2013. What was the Suns' record? When we come back, we'll find that out, and we'll get your text, and we'll talk a little bit more. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
It's the second round of the NBA playoffs, and the series shifts to Phoenix. Can the Suns climb back into the fight? Does Denver have our number? What kind of adjustments does Monty need to make? With CP3 out, does that mark the end of the run for the Suns this season? When it comes to Phoenix Suns news, info, insights, and more, keep it locked here. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always online at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday, May the 4th. Not saying it. Keon Rose, the sexiest man at Sports Talk Radio, the legend himself, Harmon Solar's own Ralph Romano. My name is Randy White. Jeffrey O'Brien out today. Be back hopefully tomorrow because we'll probably be fired after this hour and a half of radio. But we were looking up. Lance Blanks apparently has passed away, and little did I know he was the GM for the Phoenix Suns between 2010 and 2013, which I think was the miserable part of the Phoenix Suns' life. The Suns have been around for 175 years now, and that was the worst period, was it not, Keon?
Yeah, it's not a great stretch, and it started bad and got progressively worse when he was the GM. So maybe that's not the thing to bring up when you try and memorialize the guy's life. I'm trying to do The last of the math here.
Yeah,
right.
he's doing math now. Give him his second,
right,
ladies
so
and
here it
gentlemen.
is.
He was doing math.
Yeah, commercial break wasn't quite long enough. So here it is.
Sorry.
98 and 132.
Oh my God.
In his
but that's
first year, they
pretty
were
typical.
40 and 42.
Oh, thank you, Ralph.
Second year was 33 and 33.
Oh.
Lockout year. And then the last year he was 25 and 50.
But that's pretty typical if you look at the history of the Suns. I mean, with the exception of a couple years, they're pretty bad.
Alvin Gentry was the coach, if you remember.
CK says, Randy, are you high? No, I'm not. He says he was the Sun. He was the GM of the Suns from 2010 to 2013. No, I'm not high. I had 6 kids. I'm brain damaged, but not high. Navy Brad, lotion after dark. What the hell does that mean? What?
You got to keep that between you and your
Yeah.
internet service provider. Like that's
And
not
your
something that we needed to know.
Significant other. 888-368-1580. So Bryce Harper came back, which I've been kind of hard on Bryce Harper, but I think he's good for the game. He's one of those celebrities of the game. He's one of those names, Ralph. You know what I mean?
Bryce
He's one of
Harper?
those.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys you look at, kind of like, back in the day, they had Babe Ruth, they had Stan Musial, they had all these names, and I think Bryce Harper is a name of the game.
He's one of them.
And I think what he's done has been spectacular. But come on, Phillies, don't cry about this. Don't cry about this. Bryce Harper came back in 159 days. He started playing, against the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. And he went out there. He struck out 3 times in the first game. Then he got a single in the second game. And the Phillies started crying. Oh, my God. You would have thought it was a national tragedy. The umpires wouldn't give him enough time to put his brace on to protect his surgically repaired arm at first base. Oh, my God. We've got to have time out here. And they appealed MLB. The MLB said, you'd get over it. And then they put out this big article, Yahoo Sports puts out, well, they really should amend the rule because he could slide and injure his surgically repaired. Give me a break. Then don't come back. Don't come back.
Seems like a pretty obvious solution. If you're not ready to be out there playing.
If you're going to be playing in a Major League Baseball game, learn how to put the brace on quickly. Be prepared. Your lack of preparation does not constitute a timeout on my part, is what Major League Baseball should say.
I agree.
It's like what we were talking about earlier with Joel Embiid. You come back early from an injury, you take on all the risks of coming back early from an injury. And that includes, there's no time for me to put my brace on to protect my elbow. Well, then guess what? Stay on first base. Stay on first base till the brace is on.
Or don't come back.
Or don't come back. Yeah. I don't see how that's Major League Baseball's fault. The rules changed, but the rules have been the rules since before the beginning of the season. He had time to know what those were, had time to know what that would mean for, putting on equipment and those things. And it hasn't changed.
I mean, he's a bit of a prima donna. I mean,
he is.
So, I mean, it's their rules, not his. And he just needs to deal with it.
It's pretty dangerous. If Harper were to slide the wrong way or collide with a fielder, he's at risk of rupturing his surgically repaired elbow. Give me a break.
If you can't, that's what they tell you in every fight, in every game. If you can't protect yourself, you shouldn't be out there. That's just.
Isn't this something that should have been prepared for if he's coming back? Isn't this something you would practice? Isn't this something that he should have taken time to get his elbow brace on? Isn't this something that he would have prepared for coming back to the game? You had this date circled on your calendar. You were going to come back by this date. Wouldn't you have taken time several weeks before you got into the game to put your brace on?
Even if you weren't prepared weeks in advance, you could at least talk to the umpire before the game and say, hey, he's got the brace. What are the rules on this? Are you going to give him time to put that on or no? And the umpire will tell you, no, we're not giving him time. Yes, we are. And then you already know. So it's not a surprise to you. You're not stunned at the idea that they're not going to give you that time.
I will say Bryce Harper said this, quote, pace of play thing. Of course, he said it's going to be tough in those situations. You have 22 seconds to get going. I hope some umpires have some feel about it. Oh, please. Some umpires usually do. I appreciate that out of them. But we'll see. I know they're going to try to get me extra time, but if they're not, I won't be able to get it on and get it going. What is this thing? Is this like brain surgery? Come on. It's a brace. Come on, man.
Like, I mean, I've never had to wear an elbow brace before, but my knees are.
You slide your arm in, it's Velcro.
my knees are shot. I put on knee braces before.
Oh my God.
Doesn't take that long. Sorry. I've worn every kind of knee brace that exists. It does not take that long to put on.
All right. 888-368-1580 is the text line. The pace of play, again, a question, because the Phillies want Bryce Harper to get his elbow brace. Oh, my God, he can't get it on in enough time. 22 seconds. Come on, man. So I have a list here from CBS Sports, the top 10 rookies that are ready to start. And I was looking at this list, guys, and I was thinking, I'm not sure about this. And I want to get your comments on this. So I'm going to go down a list of 10 guys. We'll talk about it. We'll get the fourth dimension involved. And tell me what you think about these top 10 rookies. Are they ready to play right now for the NFL teams? We'll start at number 10. So let me get back up here. Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's a wide receiver for the Seahawks. Ralph, I'll start with you. That's your team. Yeah. You think he's ready to go right now?
Absolutely. I think he's their number 3. Him with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. It's a perfect fit for him. He's an elite route runner. He's really good at what he does. He's going to be absolutely phenomenal for Seattle. Great pick for them. And this guy's definitely a day one starter. I think you're going to see him have a heck of a year.
Because it's going to help him out that he doesn't have to be the man.
Well,
He's got those other 2 guys ahead of him.
So his junior year at Ohio State, they had the other 2 receivers that both got drafted out that year. And he was under the radar running, again, great route runner. And he had a phenomenal year. And he's going to be sitting pretty in the Seattle offense because there's a lot of focus on DK, a lot of focus on Tyler, and he'll be that third guy that they've been looking for. So I expect him to have a good year.
All right, Keon, number 9, Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Ravens, 3-level winner at receiver spot. He's a guy with explosive speed. He's a guy that's going to match up well. Now that they've got Lamar Jackson, what do you think about Zay Flowers? Ready to go day one?
Yeah, I do. Zay Flowers is an incredibly fast, twitchy athlete, a lot of burst. He is a guy that gets open with just pure speed. And when you play in an offense that has Lamar Jackson in it, that means that you don't really get doubled ever. You're going to have those one-on-ones. You're going to have those opportunities to get behind the defense and he's going to be a few steps ahead of whoever it is that's trying to cover him because he is just that quick and that speedy of an athlete.
Well, we're talking about the NFL here. We're not talking about college. We're talking about NFL.
It does not matter. That we are talking.
So you think Zay Flowers is going to be ahead of the cornerbacks in the NFL, a veteran cornerback?
Yeah, just on pure speed. I mean, he wasn't just fast in college. You look at the combine numbers, you look at the pro day numbers. This is a guy that's bordering on 4.3 speed. That's just faster than most people. That's faster than most people in that league. And when you play with Lamar Jackson, because people have to respect Lamar's ability to run, you're going to bite on some fakes. You're going to bite on some RPOs that make it look like Lamar's taken off. And if you blink that 1 second, Zay Flowers is behind you. And that translates day one, regardless of, the work that he's going to need to have as a route runner. The speed's going to be there.
All right. So Ralph, I'll pitch this to you as if the Chargers need more wide receiver help. Quentin Johnson, he's a guy that's going to come in. He is a yak guy, yards after catch. He's a guy that's tough. He's reliable. What do you say about Quentin Johnson for the Chargers?
Yeah, Quentin Johnson he's a big man. He reminds me a lot of DK Metcalf. He's that similar style. He's a deep threat. I mean, that's what his game is he's going to go deep and he's going to catch the ball over people. Absolutely a day one starter. He's a big upgrade for them. He's a guy that I think could have an amazing career in the NFL just because of his size, speed. He's going to out jump people. He has great hands. I think he's ready, and I think he'll be great for them.
All right, so that's going to help the Chargers. Let's move on to the Lions. A lot of people said the Lions did not have a good draft, but they picked Sam Laporta, who's a tight end. Keon, tell me about Sam Laporta. Is this guy a day one starter?
I think he's a day one starter, but I don't think we're going to see his best day one.
Really?
I think that they clearly drafted him to replace TJ Hawkinson. And so good for them on that front. Cause I mean, you're trying to get cheaper at that position, but I think if you really wanted to go after tight end, there was an opportunity for them to really make a move, try and get a guy like Michael Mayer. Sam Laporta is a good football player, but I don't think he's the blocker he needs to be to have success day one. He needs to get better at that. And he's got solid hands. He's a smart guy. I am sure he will figure it out. But as far as you plug him in day one, they're going to give him those opportunities. I just don't know if it's going to play out the way that they think.
CBS says he's a good runner with the ball in his hands. 6'4", 245 pounds. Detroit's offense was so fun last season, but the recently traded DeAndre Swift finished second on the team in targets with 70. Amon-Ra St. Brown will still garner most of the looks, but you would imagine this kid, Sam Laporta, he's going to step up and be one of the top receivers, don't you think?
I believe he will give the effort to, and I believe the team will try to force the ball in his direction, but I just don't see that happening from him immediately. It's going to take some time. You know, they talked about how the Lions had a lot of production from TJ Hawkinson. If I'm not mistaken, TJ Hawkinson was a top 10 pick. You know, the Sam Laporta is a guy that they reached for in round 2. That's not the same.
Yeah,
and
I got him a bit early, didn't they?
Yeah, that was the problem with the Lions draft. Like, if you look at the players, there's no problem with the players. They drafted good players. They just drafted them all way too high. And so I think with Laporta, I think that there needs to be some patience there with him while he learns, especially NFL level blocking. Get to the weight room, add some more strength because he's missing that.
He's got to get bigger.
Yeah. And then, you know, we'll talk about, is he a great route runner at the NFL level? He may, even if he has that, I still think without the blocking, which is what they also need because Detroit wants to run the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's going to be a day one. You plug him in and it's production immediately.
So you think he's going to be like a number 2, kind of fit him in here, fit him in there?
Yeah. I don't know if it's even fair to him for them to come in asking him to be the featured part of their offense. He's a little rough, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that where he was drafted, but they're going to have to give him some time. This is not a guy that you put into the offense and then he transforms it overnight. That just doesn't happen. It's already hard to ask of tight ends because a lot of tight ends can't do that, much less a guy that you're reaching for in round 2.
All right. So, Ralph, what about the Vikings? I mean, we already know what the Vikings have, but they've added another guy that seems to be explosive. He seems to be an instant add. I'm talking about Jordan Addison, wide receiver for the Vikings. Listen, I think this kid is going to really help the Vikings, and they're going to open up their WR1 when it comes to their offense this year. Do you think that's the case, or does he sit out a while?
I love Jordan Addison. Obviously, he was a Trojan, so I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
But man, he's just a savvy. He's just an elite route guy. He's got decent speed, really good hands. I mean, him and Caleb Williams were just so good together. I don't matter where he would have went, he's a day one starter. I mean, he's a guy that's going to bring a lot to the game. He's going to give you a great option to throw the ball to. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like maybe a Steve Smith or someone like that. I really like this guy. I think he's going to have a heck of a career. Looking forward to seeing him play on Sundays.
All right, Keon, let's shift to defense. The Patriots made a secondary pickup with Christian Gonzalez. I think this kid is somebody that could be a lockdown cornerback. What say you?
I think he will be eventually. I don't believe he will be a lockdown corner day one because the athleticism is there. It's not for doubt. It's not.
So
in
you
question.
don't think he's a day one, like a starter?
Not to me, no.
Right.
Because I thought that even though he showed a lot of great things when he was at Oregon, very, very raw. There was some plays that I was really concerned with where he goes up with receivers at the catch point, and even though he's the bigger, taller, stronger guy, receiver comes down with the football. That's a technique thing. That's something that needs to be ironed out in camp, and he couldn't have gone to a better organization to fix some of those problems. He went to the New England Patriots. He's going to get coached up over there, and I believe that, year 2, year 3, we're looking at a dude you might not even be able to throw the ball on.
Yeah.
But year 1, those are going to be problems that show up. Then so I just think that he's got a lot more polish to get on. And that's why there are teams that even though he's the best athlete at that position in the draft, there are teams that reached for other guys because they wanted someone maybe a little bit more polished right away. I don't think that Christian Gonzalez is that guy right away.
All right, 888-368-1580. We are about halfway through our ranking the top 10 rookies that it could be instant starters. You are the fourth dimension. I want to get to your text here at 888-368-1580 before we take a break. Last Optimist, you have a thought, THOT, for a pitcher? Are you asking me, Ralph, or Keon? And is that thought THOUGHT?
I sure hope so. I sure hope so.
Are you going T-hot?
I sure hope so.
Because if you're going T-hot, I mean, what kind of T-hot are you going for?
I prefer chamomile, personally.
I mean, if you're talking about
little lemon zinger.
Talking about guys that fill out those baseball pants. What are you thinking about? Last Optimus. You've confused all of us. Kyle G, pulled my groin sophomore year right at the start of basketball season. It was miserable for the first half of the season, especially anytime we had to do a defensive stance grill. It just wouldn't go away. I'm amazed if CP3 is back for 3 or 4. CP3 is not going to be back for 3.
No.
Or 4.
They said 3 to 5 days.
Maybe not even 5. I mean, that's a groin pull right there. Did you see him walking off the court? I mean, he didn't even want to grab.
37-year-old man has a groin pull. That's not going to end well.
Listen, honey, not tonight. I got a groin pull. I'm pretty sure that's what happened at the CP3 household. 888-368-1580. Mars Bars. Happy Thursday, guys. I'll take an 805, Randy. Go Lakers. Go D-backs. What up, Ralph? Go SC.
That's a great text.
Really?
With the exception of the Diamondbacks, he was right on.
I think he was right on with the Diamondbacks. I thought he was a little confused with the Lakers.
Yeah, he missed there.
I don't think so. Bizzer7 says Lance Banks died. What? Tybo guy. Wasn't he the Tybo guy?
No, that's Billy.
That's Billy Blanks.
Yeah. Lance Banks was not the Tybo guy.
What?
Tybo guys?
Man, I haven't thought about Tybo since.
Is that one of those series of DVDs you work out
to?
Yeah.
For some reason, they made us do it in gym class when I was in middle school.
Tybo?
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you look the way you do right now? If you did that in
it was middle school.
Wow. I mean, I thought those Tybo guys were like cut.
Wow.
I haven't done any since then. And damn,
you want to see my shoulders? Bang! Here's my shoulders right there. How about my quads? Bang!
Okay, man. I gained some COVID pounds and I never lost them. They stuck around. They didn't leave.
You and me, brother. All right. Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Jason Hanson. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're gonna talk about it.
I like that.
I just thought I'd clear that up. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It is the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic as we roll towards 6 o'clock tonight. My name is Randy White, Sexy Spanish Sports Talk Radio. Keon Rose right over there, man, myth, legend. That is Ralph Romano from Harmon Solar joining us. Jeffrey O'Brien out today. I've got a lot of text here on the text line I've got to get to. 888-368-1580. This show does not go on without the texts from the listening audience. And I will read most of your texts, but there are some here I've pre-read. I will not read, Big George, because I'm not going to say what you're asking me to say. I'm not going to do it. We're in the middle of a NFL ranking of the top 10 rookies who could instantly impact their teams. We're talking about it here on 1580 The Fanatic. But let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Chiefs Cole says, I try to help Keon out. He gets a full 60 seconds. He fumbles and stumbles. I was trying to avoid hearing Ralph.
Well, now, okay, hold on
What?
1 second.
Trying to avoid hearing Ralph.
I should get 60 seconds.
During your 60s. All right, here's Ralph. So Ralph says he should get 60 seconds. Here's Ralph 60 seconds.
Oh, perfect. So you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk Lakers.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, your 60 seconds is over.
And also, how dare you? I may have said nothing in the minute that I was actually talking, but I fumbled and stumbled.
Still
nothing.
said something.
Nothing.
Just trying to say.
Nothing at all.
Hefty Lefty, 2014 to 2020 was a way worse stretch. What are you talking about? Coyotes? Diamondbacks?
I think you mean Suns because we were talking about 2010
Mercury?
to 2013.
What are you talking about? In my life, 2014 through 2020, it was a bad stretch. Except for 2017, I got married to Miss Kim. That was a damn good year.
That was a good decision.
And I will encourage you, sir, to back that off to 2014 to 2017. Sir. Sorry you had to see that. CK says we need to ask Keon's lady about his groin pulling.
Oh, jeez.
I was referring to the injury, but no,
I hear
that's
she makes him say huzzah.
Huzzah.
What?
That's not for you. Not to go Will Smith, but I'm going exactly Will Smith. Keep her name out your mouth. Out your mouth.
CK, you heard him.
Oh, jeez.
That was pretty funny.
Huzzah.
Just saying. Big George says, I find your lack of preparation disturbing. Young Skywalker. I'm not doing it. Sorry. It's just the nerdiest. This is the nerdiest day. Keon, please tell me. You're on Sports Cloud 1580, right? You didn't get a bunch of those greetings, did you?
Actually,
Keon,
no. I think
Ralph, did you get a bunch of them?
I haven't looked.
I think I know more. I think I know more Trekkies than people who are big into Star Wars.
Oh, geez.
So that's.
I was kind of big in Star Wars.
I need to block some people on my Twitter account.
Yeah, I didn't get a single one.
I woke up today with.
I probably have a bunch now that I said I didn't get any, but
I'm not going to do that.
As of the moment of me saying this, I didn't get a single one.
The Jet says, hey, gentlemen, happy Thursday. Randy, please pour me a beer also. Are we at that time of year when sports are limited? You guys have work 5 days a week? No?
There's a lot of sports right now.
There's lots going on.
Yeah, what's limited? You got some hockey playoffs. You got basketball playoffs.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff to talk about.
Just came away from the draft.
We've got lots of stuff to talk about. NBA playoffs.
NBA draft lottery coming up right around the corner. Yeah,
this is the great time of year. You talk. Okay, maybe you're thinking August.
That month right before football season.
Because September is when football starts again, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the summer workouts in June, July. You got the OTAs, right? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Aaron Rodgers not going to be part. He's not going to be a full participant. He's only going to show up for about half. He says
that's silly.
All right, what the hell are you going to do, Aaron? You're moving to a new place. You're coming from Green Bay, Wisconsin. There's no cheese festivals. What are you going to do? Why not go out and be a part of your new team's workouts?
And also, help install the offense you will be running with the team you will be playing with. In Green Bay, you knew most of the roster. You knew most of the guys. You want to show up a little late to some OTAs? Oh, knock yourself out. These guys don't know you.
Is there some sort of a tequila factory near where he's going to be? We already know he likes tequila.
I mean, that would only barely explain it. You have the entire off season for tequila.
Is there a New York tequila factory?
I don't.
Ralph, you would know that.
It doesn't seem right.
Like a world traveler kind of guy.
I know the Amish are drunk half the time, but I don't think there's a tequila factory there.
The Amish are drunk. Oh my God.
Well, upstate New York is full of them.
Somewhere I think you're going to go to hell. I'm not sure why. I thought it was because you're a Laker fan.
Because of the Amish?
Wow.
Really?
The Amish are always drunk.
I mean, you have to be. They don't have TV.
Keon, help me out here. You're from France. Tell me what
I thought we established very much yesterday that I am not from France.
Yeah, French Guyana.
That's not where I'm from.
Cardinal Art. Actually, the Lakers beat the bums. I mean, the Suns. That yeet. Have you listened to that commercial? Yeet a bougie. Come on, Cardinal Art. Do better. Mr. Pink Eye, what about the most important position? Most important position of fantasy football. Any rookie RBs, day one starters? We'll get back to that in just a second.
Oh yeah.
I have plenty of players to talk about. Let's see here. Dodger Danny, I met Miss Kim. You keep Miss Kim out of your mouth. Maybe I should read the text.
Probably.
She's an incredible lady. Yes, she is. You're right. Dodger Danny, I'm sorry I yelled at you. Mr. Pink Eye, what about the important position fantasy? You don't have to double click on that, Mr. Pink Eye. Please. No, I can't pour you a martini. I don't have a shaker. Sorry, eye candy. I'm going to go back to the story. You guys are killing me. All right. So, Keon, let's go to the Giants. Your nemesis there in the Eastern Division. The Giants cornerback Deonte Banks, born to play aggressive press football. Probably going to be a good guy. But is he a day one starter for the Giants?
Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, he will be. He's 4.3 speed. He mirrors guys easily. He's incredibly smart. Probably holds a little bit too much. There's some stuff that he got away with in college. He probably won't get away with in the NFL. But I think that you can coach that. And I think that that's something that an off season of work, they'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. So I don't have any problems believing that Deonte Banks, it's somebody I actually thought that Washington was going to draft him.
They didn't?
No, they went Emmanuel Forbes, who I also like a lot. So I think that with Banks, he's somebody that has so much skill and so much knowledge and watches a lot of tape. And I think that not unlike Sauce Gardner, just his instincts are just so good that you plug him in there day one with the tools that he has physically, his ability, he could jump out of a gym. He can jump forever.
Can he jump out of a jet?
Probably.
With a parachute, of course.
Probably.
All right.
I mean, I don't see why not, but he's got, an incredible athletic gifts. And then on top of that, the guy's just smart and clearly does his homework before games, which I think that they're going to love in New York.
Mr. Wilbur says women use the excuse, I have a headache, and men can now use the excuse, not tonight, honey, I have a groin pull.
I mean, you could have always used the excuse.
Isn't that what men ask?
Your lack of creativity, sir.
Don't they answer? Honey. Fifth letter says, why is my computer frozen? That's what fifth letter says. Why is my computer frozen? I'm humming this because my computer is frozen.
Are you asking why your computer is frozen, or was the text about why the computer was frozen? Because these are just common text line problems sometimes.
We only got about 3 minutes before the break.
Are we going to wait for it to unfreeze? No, we are going to wait for it to unfreeze. Very interesting.
What's your favorite?
Do you want me to toss out the next name?
Ralph, what's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal?
Yeah.
It would have to be gnocchi. I'm sure you know what that is.
Gnocchi?
Mm-hmm.
You mean gnocchi?
Gnocchi. You can call it gnocchi if you'd like, but it's
gnocchi.
Potato. Potato.
What the hell do you get with gnocchi?
Call it gnocchi.
Who taught you gnocchi?
All my relatives from Naples.
Huh. All right. Well, my wife's from Sicily, and yeah, you already know. You met her.
I met your wife.
You met Miss Kim.
Fantastic.
She's a woman among a women.
You're a very lucky man.
I am. She calls it gnocchi. You call it gnocchi.
Yeah, always been called it.
Sounds a little eggy to me.
I didn't say egg yolk. I said gnocchi.
Well, gnocchi.
Okay, from now on, I'm going to call it gnocchi.
Huh. You call it whatever you want, Ralph. Damn computer. Well, during the break, we'll try to unfreeze my computer, and hopefully we'll get along here. Another hour to go here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic on May 4th.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's. Today's topic, procrastination. Leave it to me to last minute shop for Mother's Day. It snuck up on me too. Luckily, Kohl's has gifts for under $50, like Sephora beauty favorites, comfy activewear, the latest tech. Wow, not bad for the last minute. Right? I found something so perfect for all the moms in my life. Yep, I'm convinced. Here I come, Kohl's. Select styles, Sephora coupons, and Kohl's Cash do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.2 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
It is the Daily Blender here on May the 4th on this Thursday on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your home for sports in the Valley. My name is Randy White. Right over there, the sexiest man in sports talk radio. That's Keon Rose. Next to him, the man, the myth, the legend, Ralph Romano from Harmon Solar. As we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in beautiful uptown Scottsdale from the CRC Broadcasting Megaplex. You are texting in on the text line at 888-368-1580. Jeffrey O'Brien is... out today. We continue our trek towards 6 o'clock tonight. The text line buzzing along here. Fifth letter says Lakers are going to F up Vegas tonight and head back to LA with a 2-0 lead. Ralph, what up? Let's do this.
It's a great text.
I didn't know the Kings were still in the playoffs.
It's text of the day.
Did not know the Kings were still in the playoffs. Lakers are going to cross over a. I want to see LeBron James on skates take on Vegas tonight and beat them at hockey, and then on top of that, go back to the tennis shoes and beat the damn Warriors on the basketball court. So you're saying that Las Vegas, fifth letter, is going to not only win on the basketball court, but on the hockey ice as well.
I mean, I think he's probably referring to the gambling, but
what the hell has he been drinking? Can I have some?
I mean, you'll probably lose this entire decade.
Lakers are not playing Vegas in anything. Vegas doesn't have an NBA team. Does he know that? Shh. Eye candy on the text line at 888-368-1580. Randy, pour me a martini. I need it shaken, not stirred. Well, listen, eye candy. The Daily Blender bar does not have a shaker. You'll take it the way I make it, Jack. Wow. And you'll like it. And that's the way it's going to go. I'll shake Jack for you. I see how you jackals look at me when I shake. Number one Rattlers fan, can Ralph play Mr. Science today and explain photosynthesis? Not sure why number one Rattlers fan wants you to play that.
I'd
go ahead, Ralph.
rather not.
I mean, photosynthesis.
I remember when I was in school and they were explaining photosynthesis, and as I was taking a hit of the joint that I had, I wasn't really listening to what he said, and I know it has to do with the sunlight and stuff. I could better explain diffusion if you'd like, but you know,
Lost Toby. That's exactly how long Ralph thinks a 60-second is. I think he was talking about the way I gave you 60 seconds.
Yeah, you didn't give me my 60 seconds to talk about my Lakers, which is terrible.
That was it right there. That's all you got. All right, Ralph, you have 60 seconds.
No, I don't want to.
Sorry, that's not going to happen. Big George, try not, or do or do not. There is no try. I know what you're trying to do, Big George. And as far as you're concerned, that's gibberish. It has nothing to do with Yoda or Star Wars. And that's all I'm going to say about that. 888-368-1580. Last Optimist met the wonderful Miss Kim at a remote. She might be the nicest person associated with the show. There is no lie in anything you said, Last Optimist. Miss Kim is a patient, kind, and unique individual that will live with me in proximity. And allow me on occasion to give her a smooch. You're exactly right. Baker's cocky hen says, what a moron the Bama baseball coach was. Jealous of the Saban money, so he fixes games. All right, so the Alabama baseball coach, Alabama college baseball coach, University of Alabama baseball coach was fired today for his connection in. This is not even one of our stories, guys. You know that, Keon. You can see the rundown.
I can.
Ralph, you heard me talk before the show that it was not part of the rundown. So he was fired because of the investigation into Alabama placing bets on the Alabama LSU baseball game. He has been relieved of his duties.
Yep.
And I said duties on the show. And that's what he's talking about. Baker's cocky hens. Yeah, listen. I mean, Ralph, if you had the opportunity to be a university head coach, are you really going to go out and do something like this? I'm not.
I had the pleasure of being a head coach in high school and enjoyed that. I would have never put that in jeopardy. And if I had the college opportunity, especially a D1 opportunity like that,
Alabama, nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, no, you wouldn't even consider doing that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And I bet if you had to hear his side of it, he would talk about how he's underpaid and his staff's underpaid and blah, blah, blah. But it's just stupidity.
It's baseball at a football school. Deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, baseball programs in the football schools don't get a lot of scholarships. You almost have to beg people to come play and pay full tuition. It's a tough gig. There's no doubt about it, but it doesn't excuse what he's doing.
Let's see here. Boomer Sooner says, Ralph, are you related to a Ray Romano?
Ray Romano?
You have see his new movie somewhere in Brooklyn.
So he's asking if I'm related to Ray Romano. So yeah, that's my brother. No, it's not my brother. No, I'm not related to Ray Romano. I wish I was. If I was, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be in New York with him. But no,
Ralph, are you related to a Ray Romano? You have to see his new movie somewhere in Brooklyn. Boomer Sooner, we got to work with you, man. I need you to take Keon Rose's voice to text class, please. Please, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for those you love. 888-368-1580. Donnie, you guys think Curry goes off tonight? My single game parlay depends on it. I think Steph is going to do well tonight. I think the Warriors are defending champions. I think the Lakers are playing good basketball right now. I think Curry's going to have a big night. I don't know how much Curry's going to go off for. Ralph, I will defer to you.
I get my chance.
Lakers friends.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the way Vanderbilt played D on Curry. He followed him around all night, and he's going to do it again tonight. He's going to be just a stain on his jersey all night. And if he can keep that up, I think he can keep Curry's game off. Curry's probably one of the best pure shooters in the game. He's going to get his points. Does he go off? I don't know. Do I expect the Lakers to win tonight? I do not. They accomplished what they needed to accomplish. If they win tonight, I'll be back tomorrow with a lot to say.
I am somehow unsurprised.
Yeah, I don't expect him to win tonight. I expect Curry to have a good game. I hope Vanderbilt can do what he can do against them. I expect a lot of the Warriors to have good games tonight. Not that they didn't have a good game last game, because that was a heavyweight fight. Those two teams were just amazing. And the Lakers aren't playing good basketball. They're playing great basketball right now. They're the hottest team in the NBA right now. And if they keep it up, I might have to get another one of those trophies, but we'll see.
All right, Keon, go ahead. Your breakdown tonight of the Lakers Warriors.
Yeah, I think, I think Vanderbilt played really good defense on Steph. I don't want to, blow it too far out of proportion there. Steph did still score 27 points and did it with, 46% from three. I mean, he's Steph. That's going to happen. But yeah, you limit that. If you hold him to 27, that means he didn't give you 50. So you live with that. I thought the Lakers played the kind of defense I expected them to play. They've played a fantastic defense all year long. and they were able to take one from Golden State. I think Golden State's going to bounce back well, play well tonight. I think they need to rely on Jordan Poole to play a whole lot better. I don't think that these games are going to be close. I don't think that they have the margin for error for knuckleheaded decisions, because it's going to be, I think, every game decided by a handful of possessions, unless one team or the other is absolutely winded. So I think that this is going to be a good game for Steph and the Warriors. They don't lose very often at home. So I think that was good for the Lakers that they were able to take one in San Francisco before they head back to LA. And, I think you're going to get another great performance from the Warriors. I think they all played well, but when it came down the stretch, one or two possessions, the Lakers handled it better than the Warriors did and made better decisions coming down the stretch. And that's how they won that game. So I think that the Warriors are going to have to button up and play a whole lot better in that regard. And I expect them to.
I think you said the key there. Both teams played really well. It wasn't like one of them played bad. I mean, they both played their game. And where the Suns, excuse me, but where the Warriors are great is they're going to put up.
You're always quick.
Yeah.
To put the whammy on the Suns, aren't you?
I mean, the Warriors hit 21 threes in that game. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And where the Lakers are going to counter that is always going to be at the free throw line, because they're going to get their 25 free throws. They're going to get their 5 or 6 blocks, and they're going to play their game. This is a great series. These are two heavyweight teams. And again, I'm with Keon. I think the Suns, I said it again, Suns.
It's just that you've been hating them for so long. It's just a reflex.
I want to make one comment that I was really impressed with. Darvin Ham. When you can compare someone like a Darvin Ham to a Monty, right? In game, Troy Brown Jr. just made a stupid defensive play. Darvin Ham calls him over. He corrects him, makes the adjustment. That next play, he gets a turnover. Making adjustments in game, working with the team, basically possession by possession, where a guy like Monty sits there and looks like he's trying to figure out where he's going to dinner tonight. He looks lost. Darvin Ham is an amazing coach. He's done an amazing job, better than I thought he would. And I'm really impressed just watching him.
One of the reasons why I picked the Warriors in this series is just when you put the two coaches head to head, Steve Kerr and Darvin Ham, I was leaning towards the coach that has more experience. Sure. And it's not like Steve Kerr didn't have experience. He didn't mismanage the game or anything like that. But Darvin Ham didn't back down either. And that was where I was surprised. That's where I thought this dude's for real. He seems like he's been here before.
Yeah.
That he's coached here before at this level, and he hasn't. And I think that's very impressive.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Yeah, that's
all this Laker love that I've heard. I just think I threw up a little in my mouth.
I thought that,
just not sure here.
I was listening to Jeffrey the other day, and he was loving on the Lakers.
Yeah,
it made me uncomfortable.
My God. Yeah, 888-368-1580.
It's just the reality of it is that they're a good basketball team, and if you don't give them that credit, then it's I don't know what else to say.
Gotta give them credit. Oh yeah.
There's winning organizations. There's losing organizations.
And then there's
Lakers are a winning organization.
And then there's the Milwaukee Bucks, who fired their head coach and are going to cut Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't know. I mean, they hired Nick Nurse. I think that's an upgrade.
Hire Nick Nurse? Are you kidding me? He's just a nurse. He's not even a doctor. 888-368-1580.
And what the hell is a Budenholzer? What is it good for?
Budenholzer is German for excellent basketball coach. Shut up. You don't know. Quiet Cannon says, boring show today. Then you mentioned photosynthesis. See what I mean? Well, thanks, Quiet Cannon. Appreciate you tuning in to 888 or to 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. We're going down the top 10 list of rookies in the NFL that can make a difference for their teams. We're up to the Lions at number 3. Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it's Jahmyr.
It's Jahmyr.
Yeah. Running back there.
Jahmyr Gibbs. This is a guy they're pretty high on, but again, they made some moves to bring him onto their roster. Jahmyr Gibbs, Keon, for the Lions. What do you think about him?
I love the way that dude plays. I mean, he's mean, physical, nasty.
Some people say he's a rocket ship ready for liftoff every time he touches the football.
Yeah, but he's just an absolute destructive force running at you with the ability to move well in space. You know, you have a guy one-on-one, you think somebody that size wouldn't be able to just destroy, a linebacker, take their ankles the way that he does sometimes, but he absolutely does it. No, I'm a big Jahmyr Gibbs fan. Am I a fan of where the Lions picked him? No. But do I think that that's a day one starter? Yeah, I do.
All right, Ralph, I'm going to give you, because this is top three, I'm going to give you your say on Jahmyr Gibbs.
I like him too. I mean, he's like low center of gravity. He's quick, cuts well, all those things. I don't think he's a day one starter. He's going to be limited, I think, on his carries. I mean, he'll get his carries here and there, but I don't think he'll be the focus of that offense. I just don't. I think it'll take some time for him to develop and for them to gain confidence in him. And didn't they go after, was it Montgomery in free agency?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's probably the guy, right? I mean, because Swift is gone, correct?
Yeah, and they were thrilled to replace him.
Right. So I think he's good. I think he's got a future. I just don't think he's going to be a high touch back. I don't think he's going to get a ton of carries. And I agree with you. I think he was, probably should have been chosen later. But
all right, I don't know. I think at 4.3 speed, I think he'll get plenty of carries, but
I don't think he will. We'll see.
All right. So at number 2, Bijan Robinson, running back, Atlanta Falcons. Does he impact the team right off the bat?
Absolutely. For a couple of reasons. One, he himself is just a fantastic football player. Obviously, Ralph had his turn to be biased earlier in the list. Now it's my turn to be biased. I watched a lot of Bijan Robinson at Texas, and he is awesome. I mean, he can make people look bad running around him. He can make people look bad running through him. He can make people look bad when he jumps over. I mean, there's nothing that guy can't do at that position on a football field. So he's already going to be a day one starter and be someone who would be successful in any offense. But then you look at what Atlanta wants to do and how Atlanta just runs the football, and Arthur Smith wants to turn them into a running football team and has been successful doing that, by the way. I mean, they need more talent on that roster, but they didn't have any trouble running the football last year. You're going to add what he can give you, Bijan Robinson, to Cordarrelle Patterson, and what they did offensively last year. Good night. That dude's going to rack up a ton of yards in the NFC South.
All right, Ralph, real quick, we got to go to a break. What do you think of Bijan Robinson, number 2 for the Falcons?
I love him too. I think this is Arthur Smith's guy. He's going to be the main focus. They want to be a run-heavy offense. And this is the guy that's going to do it. So it's a shame for anybody else that was there last year. They're going to see their carries probably go down this year because this guy's going to probably take the load. He's a great player.
All right, Texas. When we come back, we'll reveal who's number 1 on the list, and we'll get our guys' thoughts on that. It's the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Or not.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The NBA playoffs on Friday night. The Philadelphia 76ers hosting the Boston Celtics in Game 3, with Boston winning Game 2 on Wednesday to even up the series at a game apiece. The Celtics favored by 1.5 on the road Friday, minus 120 on the money line. Sixers plus 102, over under 214. The Phoenix Suns hosting the Denver Nuggets in Arizona, down 0-2 in that series. Phoenix a 3.5-point home favorite, minus 178. The Nuggets plus 150, the over under at 225. Phoenix will be without point guard Chris Paul on Friday night, out with the groin strain. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's. Today's topic, procrastination. Leave it to me to last minute shop for Mother's Day.
It snuck up on me too. Luckily, Kohl's has gifts for under $50, like Sephora beauty favorites, comfy activewear, the latest tech.
Wow, not bad for the last minute.
Right? I found something so perfect for all the moms in my life.
Yep, I'm convinced. Here I come, Kohl's.
Select styles, Sephora coupons, and Kohl's Cash do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What if I can't afford to retire? What if I outlive my money? What if I can't take care of my family?
If you're worried about the what ifs life can throw your way, maybe it's time to think about a financial plan.
I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management and host of Market Round. The financial planning team here at Compact focuses on the answers to all of life's what ifs. Wouldn't it be nice to replace worry with confidence?
Maybe I can retire in style. It would be nice to not worry about my family. Maybe I can have the financial freedom to live the life I want to live.
Call me and let's discuss your what ifs. Call 1-800-388-9700 for a free consultation and a free retirement income evaluation. That's 1-800-388-9700, and I will meet with you personally. 1-800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services member, FINRA SIPC.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs. Then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender on this Thursday. As we roll towards 6 o'clock, my name is Randy White, Keon Rose, sexiest man at Sports Talk Radio right over there. The legend, the myth, the man, Ralph Romano, Hartman Solar, joining us. Jeffrey O'Brien not here today. Hopefully he's back tomorrow, maybe Monday. We'll have to wait and see. He's got that voice thing going on. In radio, voice is kind of important, guys. I don't know how you feel about it, but you can't go on the air looking sound like this. People get kind of weird.
I can understand why.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Jeffrey's voice right now. Sounds like Phyllis Diller after she smoked a 12-pack of Marlboros. Wow. I really love you guys. He might have to have one of those vibrator things on his vocal cords. I'm not sure. Anyway, 888-368-1580. Thank you, Fecal Mist, reminding me that I said, you said he relieved his duties. Big George wants to tell you, Ralph, that you're a stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking Nerf herder. Just kidding. Okay. And I won't say the rest, Big George. You can't make me.
Big George doing his best Booger Wolf impression.
Hey, Last Optimist says, hey, do you guys do solar in Florida, Ralph?
We do not right now, but that is going to be one of our expansion states.
Hey, Randy, can I have a dry martini? No, I don't shake anything. Bala51 says, maybe Boomer has a big jaw and his lip and all the tobacco spit causing the issue. What?
With his texts, with
maybe
his voice.
Booner has a big jaw in his lip and all the tobacco spit. Maybe he has a big jaw in his lip. I do not understand.
It's just if you're going to text it to make fun of Boomer Sooners texting,
make sure yours is making sense.
A little bit.
So Ralph, CK agrees with you. Ham's such a good coach. He's all owed be deep in the court and allowed Edit to play better defense. Parentheses on Poole's last shot in parentheses than actual Laker defenders. If you can make sense of it, congratulations. Ham is a good coach. He's all owed
I
be
think
deep in the court and allowed Edo.
I think he was talking about the Jordan Poole shot where Darvin Ham stepped out onto the court.
Better defense. Parentheses on Poole last shot in parentheses.
He shouldn't have stepped out onto the court, but
then the actual Laker defenders. And then he says Jesus, and he spells Jesus G-E-E-Z-U-S. You can't read buddy. I can read just damn fine. You better check your spelling.
It's just literacy is a two-way street. And
I can screenshot my text and it's perfect. Well, your text did not come across perfect. I don't care what you can do.
Maybe you can't read either. I don't know.
I can take selfies of myself too, CK.
We're swinging at it. But all I'm saying is, you're going to really blame the Darvin Ham thing? Jordan Poole pulling up from 28 feet. If no Darvin Ham, that would still be the dumbest shot to take. If you don't understand that the shot itself was the problem, can't help you.
888-368-1580. CK, I can screenshot my text and it's perfect. Well, you go, man. All right, let's get back. Our final number one, rookies that will make an impact on their teams right away. Because Lord knows I don't want this to be a boring show. Oh, my God. We can't have a boring show. Here we go. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Bears. Keon, offensive lineman number one. Is this the guy you want starting for your Bears offense?
Yeah. I mean, Darnell Wright is incredibly polished. When you have a guy...
You're Darnell Wright, he is.
Exactly.
See what I did there?
He's clever. It's pretty brilliant. Pretty brilliant right there. Darnell Wright doesn't need to be taught how to play the game, man. Like he knows, what hand placement to use. Yeah. He knows how to use his feet properly. He can cut off.
He played for 13 years with college he came from.
It didn't hurt. Yeah. It didn't hurt. It's okay because
Darnell Wright, he did.
Tackles tend to last a long time. The Will Anderson game is the game that you're going to point to when you look at Darnell Wright. Will Anderson was considered the most pro-ready guy on the defensive side of the ball in this draft, and Darnell Wright made him a non-factor in that game against Alabama. Yeah, just completely took him out of the game.
Yeah, he did.
And then, some tackles need to get to the NFL, add a little weight. This dude already weighs 330 pounds. So on top of being incredibly agile, having great hands, knowing what to do already, understanding the technique that's out there, he already has an NFL body. He's a day one starter if ever I saw one.
Talk to me, Ralph. 6'5", 330, Darnell Wright. Are you a believer?
I am. I mean, I think, championship teams or teams that contend, they start with the offensive line. And the guy like this is where you want to start, right? You've already got Justin Fields, who some people like. I don't. But anyway, you got to have the line in front of him. This guy's got 34-inch arms. Scouts said that he has the best hands they've ever seen in this position. He's an impact player day one. Great guy. Love him. If he can do what Abraham Lucas did in Seattle last year or Cross did, I mean, that's exactly what you need. You need those solid tackles on the line. And he seems like he's that guy. So,
all right, there you go. Top 10 rookies that were just drafted. You know them. You love them. You followed along. These are guys that are going to be impact players. We'll have to wait and see what happens here as the NFL training camps unfold, which, by the way, Aaron Rodgers says he's only going to play half of the camps.
If there more than
his loss.
Else. Yeah.
If I'm the Jets, just saying.
Yeah, now hold on here.
So if you're listening from Buffalo, from Orchard Park there, by golly, you probably already know. But the Bills are set to break ground on a new $1.5 billion stadium. And no, it is not a dome. It has a wide open ceiling, and you can see blue skies here in the preview. I'm seeing the artist rendition. I mean, it's an open air stadium in Buffalo. They're in Orchard Park. Wow. The Bills, $1.5 billion on a brand new stadium, and it's open air. What do you guys think about that? Hey, I think they should have got a dome, but hey,
no, I mean,
who the hell am I?
I think that's exactly what they should have built. I mean, the idea of going to Buffalo and playing them in December when there's 5 feet of snow on the ground and it's freezing cold, that gives them the advantage. That's what you want. I'm sure they can do some upgrades, like maybe the field's going to be, heated to where it'll melt the snow somewhat. Maybe they could have something in the seating system. Or I have no idea what they're going to build to adjust for their weather, but a dome would be ridiculously the wrong thing to do. So no, I like this move.
All right, Keon, go ahead. What do you think?
I agree. I think that if you are a cold weather team, you need to take advantage of that. You need to take advantage of that. If you're playing in Miami, you should take advantage of that too. When it's hot and people have to or rehydrate and they're getting cramps, like that's something you take advantage of.
Arizona's got a dome.
Yeah, well, it's because there's no advantage for everybody burning to death. So that's the reason why we got a dome down here. But in the cold, first off, the fan base up there, they love it. That's a point of pride for the fans of Buffalo, that they go out in the cold and they watch their team play. And if you're not, strong enough to go out there and take it, guess what? Stay home, watch the game on TV. And then as far as teams coming in, I remember the game where the Ravens went into Buffalo and couldn't find anything to work correctly for them in that stadium because it was cold. The center was snapping the ball over Lamar's head. Justin Tucker, who we know does not miss, had some of his kicks taken by the wind because he's not used to kicking in a place where the wind swirls like that. All of the things that could have gone wrong for Baltimore went wrong, and the stadium was like the 12th man. You take advantage of the weather, and look, you've got the perfect quarterback for it too. Guy that's going to be there for another 10 years, who throws the ball so damn hard it doesn't matter what the wind is doing. So you have an advantage in every possible way.
He throws it so hard, if your hands are frozen, they might break off. According to the franchise, the Bills, the quote start of the art Penn Air Stadium, end quote, will be built on 242 acre site, will cover about 1.35 million square feet, making it the biggest project ever built in Western New York. The site's related development also includes the construction of a 75,000 square foot ancillary building and demolition of the current stadium. I think it's sad. We're going to demolish the current stadium.
It's got to go.
Quote, we want to thank Governor Hochul, the county executive, and all of our public partners for bringing this process to a successful conclusion, said Bills Executive Vice President and coup, Ron Raccuia. Raccuia? You're Italian. Help me out here, Ron.
I don't see it.
Ron Raccuia. All the legal agreements and public-private partnerships with the county and the state are signed. There's no more documents. All the focus is now on constructing and opening of the stadium, which will start immediately.
What was the cost?
I think it's kind of 1.5 billion. Wow. $1.5 billion. Yeah. And it's an open air stadium. It looks really kind of similar to what they have. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but if the stuff inside is newer, then
technology will be different.
They have that whole kind of middle row there, which has got the orange, the orange or red lights in it.
What they should do is install a snow machine, so when it's not snowing,
they don't have any snow machines here in the artist rendering.
Be kind of cool, September.
Have it sold out with giant, giant screens. 4K, I'm sure, 5K.
All I can say, this is way overdue. It should have been done a long time ago.
They've got like a middle building, a middle level here where you can be under red lights if you want. Looks kind of the same. 1.5 billion. Somebody's getting taken advantage of. Anyway, Bills are getting a brand new stadium. The NFL and the Bills agreed to contribute $500 million, and Buffalo owners Terry and Kim Pegula will commit $350 million to the project. Wow, it looks the same as the old stadium.
It probably doesn't look the same.
No, it looks the same. You know, look at it.
You know, it's got the long glass you can see through, and
it's
nice.
It looks like the same. All right, 888-368-1580. That's the text line. We'll get your texts on this date in Big George's sports history. And we've got a wheel of sports. It's right around the corner here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No payments and no interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as the leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/radar. That's netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Oh, I cracked the hull of my new ski boat today.
Oh my gosh, why'd you do that?
It's not like I was trying to do it, you know.
Sorry, that's rough. My bad, bro. Did anyone witness this epic fail?
Yes, there's videos galore, and now I'm a meme.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, if you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free, confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
George says on the text line, please tell me that when you come back from your next break, you'll be playing that techno version of Star Wars Imperial March song that has to be played today. No, it doesn't. Actually, Big George. There's nothing special about May the 4th. So I don't know why you would be saying that. Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday. As we head for the finish line, I know you all are relieved. Especially some of you who think the show is very boring. I'm sorry, it's very boring. We're doing our best. 888-368-1580. As we head for 6 o'clock tonight, we've got on this date in Big George's sports history. We've got a wheel of sports here in just a moment. Cabana Phoenix says, Bullets luggage for Keon is Jeffrey in England for Prince Charles coronation. Wait a minute. Is Jeffrey in England for Prince Charles' Asian.
Is that just the text line splitting the word in half?
Yeah,
or-
it's a Bullets luggage for Keon, Keeyon. Is Jeffrey in England
Wow,
for
it's
Prince Charles
not my name, but all right.
Coron Asian.
That'd be Keon.
Keon Coron
Just added so many more letters to my name.
Asian.
When you talk about the element neon, how do you spell that one? I'm just curious.
Number one Rattlers fan, Colton McCoy wife watching to retire and go to broadcasting. That's why he's in the USFL. Murray out for weeks to start. Which quarterback takes the first snap of the season? Well,
Are we having a text?
I'm sure
line?
you guys could screenshot all of these. They would be perfect, I'm sure.
Having a mass stroke? What is happening?
I feel like I am. I'm having a stroke.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of people all at once.
Big George, this show is not boring. It's actually quite entertaining. I like hearing Keon lose his mind and Ralph defending his Lakers and Dodgers. Randy is the mediator and glue who tries to keep it all together. Thank you, Big George. There'll be a little something in your paycheck this week. Historian says, I'm guessing I won't say that. You won't say that. Sorry, historian.
Did
I
he try
said
to,
I wouldn't say it. I'm still not going to say it. I won't read it.
Did he try to sneak it in there?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got quote marks around it and everything. Yeah. I'm guessing May blankety blank won't work either. No, it won't work.
Yeah, looks like Randy can read just fine.
Yeah, I can read.
And avoid reading anything he doesn't want to.
You're damn right I can. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. On this date in Big George's sports history, back in the year 1965, Willie Mays of San Francisco Giants established a new National League record for career home runs, hitting his 512th in a game against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ha ha! Suck it, Ralph! And surpassing the mark set by New York Giants Mel Ott 19 years before. The blast off of the left-hander Claude Osteen put the Say Hey Kid in fourth place on the all-time list. There you go. Willie Mays hitting 512 off the Dodgers.
It's historic. There's another one that was more historic.
Oh, yeah. Al Dowlings, he threw a nice meatball.
Yeah, the
up
Hank
there.
Aaron.
Yeah, well, I watched it live. I haven't brought that up. I've been very good.
Because you know the Dodgers are in first place and you don't want to.
Dodgers are where they're supposed to be.
In first place?
We're
Hottest
not.
team in
We're
baseball.
not even. We're not where we're supposed to be. The Dodgers are where they're supposed to be.
Right. You're supposed to fall a couple more spots.
Everybody in Los Angeles was panic. Oh no, the Dodgers. Anyway, Keon, what do you say we spin the wheel of sports? Shall we?
Let's do it.
So Florida people apparently have a new law. I don't know what you guys think about. You guys take your dogs with you? Keon, I know you don't have a dog. I know that. I know that.
Take your dog where?
Hey, well, on a drive, on occasion you go out, I take Cecil the Wonder Dog every once in a while
Sure.
with me.
Yeah.
And he likes to ride in the car with me.
My wife does that. Yeah.
You
My dog's not going in my car.
Well, Florida's favorite pets may no longer be able to partake in one of their favorite pastimes if a bill filed by the legislature is signed into law. SB 932 covers many animal welfare topics, prohibiting cats being declawed and rabbit sales before Easter to restricting when an animal may be tethered outside. The bill also creates a registry of known animal abusers, and it cracks down on the sale of animals to them and allows the state to ban people convicted of sexual offenses with animals from owning a pet during their probation. But here's one of the most amazing parts of this SB 932.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten past the last thing he said. So
yeah,
just a little hung
tried
up
to
on.
Just run by it by you.
I know.
Guys.
I tried.
To run by it.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Sexual predator and
come on,
animals.
We're not there.
I didn't say anything.
Allowing your dog to stick his head out the window is a very dangerous habit. Their eyes are exposed to dirt, rocks, dust, and other debris. And these materials can easily puncture and scratch your dog's eyes.
Well, my dog has goggles. So it doesn't apply.
So now what?
Yeah.
So Florida outlawing the fact that your dog, not only can they not be adopted by sexual predators with animals, which they can no longer stick their heads out the windows.
It's just a weird grouping of things to put all in one bill.
Perhaps I should have pre-read the story a bit more. Let's spin the wheel. Perhaps. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Daily Blender alert. Like that, I got music there. Daily Blender alert.
Very official sound.
If you take your dogs for a walk, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're in a state that adheres to allowing people to smoke the occasional doob out and about. But if you fling your doob remnants, somebody's dog could get a hold of the doob, and it's not good for your four-footed friends. Scooby Dooby, don't go out and sniff up and eat those discarded joints. Those not all the way smoked doobies. Those numbers you flick from your fingers when you got all the way down, it burns your sensitive skin. Bondi, an 8-month-old toy poodle, had just returned from a walk when he began stumbling. His head wobbled, and soon he could barely stand. So his owner, Colleen Briggs, rushed him to the vet. According to the good doctor, apparently on his walk, he must have sniffed and ate a discarded joint. That's what dogs do. They sniff around. They're exploring everything. They're sniffing everything. And if they smell a doob, apparently they're going to eat it. Friends of the fourth dimension, please be responsible in discarding your doobs.
It's not exactly the Scooby snack we're looking for, so.
Who throws?
I don't know.
That's what roach clips are for.
Please be careful in
discarding
your doobs. We don't want Fido to have a ride he doesn't need. This from Philadelphia and in the files of What the Hell? Philadelphia, eager for another nude bike ride through the city of brotherly love. Keep your shirt on for now. The next Philly naked bike ride is coming in August. See what they did there?
I hope that was unintentional. I really want that to be unintentional.
The next Philly bike ride is coming in August. See what they did there? Organizers of the annual jaunt to promote fuel conservation and positive body image said Wednesday.
It's just a weird combination of things to promote simultaneously.
This is just yesterday.
I just like you could do one of those things and then the other, but like it's okay. Yeah, no, go on, Philly.
They're holding their August 26th starting location en route under wraps until disclosed before the day before the event. I guess they don't want people out there peeping while these nudies ride by on their bicycles.
But you're out in public.
There's a
on
picture on the front of 3 teenage girls taking a picture of a nude man with his arm around one of the teenage friends, and they're all giggling as if it's funny.
This is as long as they don't have a dog.
There's no dogs anywhere in
Okay.
Philly. They're probably all stoned from all the discarded joints. There's a bald-headed man
Oh, jeez.
who proudly is standing with his arm around a teenage girl while the other three teenagers giggle and laugh and take pictures. I'm like, okay.
And they don't want anybody to peep on the public bike ride.
Previous rides have zipped past sites, including Independence Hall, the U.S. Mint, the Liberty Bell, and the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where Sylvester Stallone sprinted up the steps in Rocky. 2020 ride was called off because of the corona pandemic. 10-mile, 16-kilometer Philadelphia ride related to the World Naked Bike Ride movement draws about 3,000 bikers in the buff, according to organizers. Holy cow.
Now I'm picturing Rocky running up the steps naked, and it's just not good.
man.
Right?
Especially when he gets to the top and he's just jumping up and down.
Yo,
It's just-
Adrian!
and then there's
See
a
what I'm
dog
saying?
that comes up. It's just not good.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Say nude bike. My question is, have you been in Philadelphia in the dead of summer in August?
Yes.
Do you know what it's going to be like there? Keon, you could probably talk to this. You would probably know back east what the conditions are like on August 26th in any eastern part of the United States. It's humid.
Yeah. It's just how do you feel about 80 or 80% humidity? How do you feel
80?
about that?
I was in Indiana one time. It was 99 degrees humidity.
Just
And it was 90 degrees air temperature. I was miserable.
You sweat breathing.
Yeah.
Now these guys are
swamp.
and there are a lot of males apparently in these pictures, which I will not share on my Twitter page. Not no, but hell no. But there are a lot of males that are driving around on these bicycles. They have no pants on, and they're on these bicycles in humid conditions.
There could not be a mode of transportation worse for what this is than a bicycle. It just could not. It literally
the smell
cannot be worse.
The odor.
All I'm going to
must be
say
overwhelming
is swamp. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, you talk about swamp ass.
That's exactly what I was
There's
oh my God. The ride used to be held in September, but the nude bicyclist said it was too, quote, chilly, with temperatures reaching only as high as about 70. So why not go out there when it's 90 with 99% humidity? Oh my God. Talk about your heat rash.
Seems like a very massive overcorrection to me. 70 is too chilly.
What do
So
they
let's-
do with these bike seats when they're done with this ride?
Hopefully they burn them.
Seriously, there's got to be like a bike wash. Right?
I hope so. I honestly hope so, but I know Philadelphia and I doubt it.
Philadelphia, what are you doing?
I'm glad you didn't win the Super Bowl for more reasons than just your Philly. Now, like, this is just adding more reasons to me.
Nude bike ride through the city of Philadelphia coming in August. Oh my God.
People do not deserve a championship.
I can't even
just
say that
can't.
with a straight face.
Oh.
888-368-1580.
Mm-mm.
Big George, you're welcome. Thanks for reading on the state Big George's sports history. Radio Ron, that explains a lot. I've ceased sticking my head out of the window as I'm driving out. Radio Ron, that was the dogs, not you.
Just wear glasses.
Radio Ron's part of he's part of a bicycler group, the Sons of Apathy. They drive around in Phoenix with assless chaps on electric bikes. Can you imagine getting close to that connection?
Not particularly.
Oh, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nope. Loud and clear. Trust me.
Colts fan Dan, do you know how you can blow doobie smoke in your dog's ear and it will keep them calm during thunderstorms? No, Colts fan Dan. No, that's not right. Neither is riding around in Philadelphia in the nude in August. Can you imagine the squeaking, the sounds? There's going to be calls to 911. I'm pretty sure. Hello, 911? You'll never guess what just fell in front of my house.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Here, Bob, that's why everyone should have a pair of goggles for their dogs. In more ways than one. All right, everybody. Ralph, Keon, thank you. I'm Randy White. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 on The Blender.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000.